The fans have arrived early on a fantastic night for football, and they're fired up as Jerry Mack takes on his alma mater. It's a Conference USA against Sun Belt showdown as Butch Jones and Arkansas State roll into town for their first true road game. Nolan Alexander joined alongside the conference champion wideout Caleb O'Neill. And Caleb, as we started to look at each of these teams, there's a lot of similarities. Both have played a pair of power conference foes. Both have rosters that are just littered with newcomers. And in the final non-conference game of the season, they're trying to establish more of their identities.
That's exactly right, Nolan. And we've seen flashes of greatness from each side of the ball for each team over the last few weeks. And what better opportunity than tonight to bring it all together and to quote Coach Jones, have all 11 guys executing at a high level to do their job.
Well, speaking of flashiness, Arkansas State has a great quarterback. Jalen Raynor enters tonight with 26 consecutive starts. You don't see that a lot in college football, especially at the group of 6 level.
You don't, Nolan. And Jalen Raynor can really push the ball down the field and has done very well at that in non-conference play. But on top of that, what makes Jalen Raynor so special is his ability to extend plays with his feet, and they can add to the offense and add to the scheme with him in the pilot seat.
For Kennesaw State's defense, if they want to try to limit the Arkansas State signal caller, they need to do what they did well last week, and that's get in the backfield. 14 TFLs that tied a program record.
It was, Nolan, and every level of the Kennesaw State defense, from the D-line to the linebackers, safeties, and corners, making plays all over the field, setting the school record, and you had guys with tackles for loss that hadn't had as many, and guys that padded their stats last week as well. And you see guys flying around, chasing the ball. Coach Jerry Mack praised his defense heavily for that this past week, including here as you get a corner blitz off the edge to sack them deep in their own territory.
And there is the Arkansas State head coach, Butch Jones. In all of his years as being a head coach, Caleb, he told us there's never been a team that's had more unknowns than this team right here, especially playing their first true road game of the season. He wants to see how the Red Wolves are ready tonight.
He is, Nolan. We saw it early in the intro. Butch Jones is fired up. Let's see how well the Red Wolves are fired up.
Short kick from Britton Williams. And Arkansas State's tripped up shy of the 30-yard line. We'll sit at field level to the third member of our team. Here's Maria Martin.
Hey Nolan, Kennesaw State head coach Jerry Mack is a firm believer of the most important game is the next one. However, this one against Arkansas State tonight has a little bit more sentimental value for Coach Mack. He was a receiver there from 2001 to 2003, and he appeared in 28 games. His father was a tight end there from 1979 to 1981. Coach Mack met his wife at Arkansas State. They had kids there, and she was a professor there getting her doctorate 2 years ago from the university. There has been a lot of time spent in Jonesboro over the years for Coach Mack and his family. He said many memories go even beyond the football field. It's always going to be a special place for the Mack family, but today, Arkansas State is his opponent.
Thank you, Maria. Certainly a family affair for Jerry Mack and the Mack family this evening. There was a holding call against the Red Wolves on the return from Reed Linders, so we get Jalen Raynor and the Red Wolves on offense here to open up this contest tonight. Sun Belt against Conference USA. 5 showdowns between the two leagues, and the first play is a handoff to Devin Spencer. Milan Jones in the stop for KSU. So Arkansas State playing another game without Jaquez Cross. Preseason second team all Sun Belt, out for the year. We'll touch on that more in the broadcast as you see Raynor, the signal caller for the Red Wolves. Quick play, dumps it off to his tight end who's stuffed in the backfield. Antonio Stevens lays the lumber against Tyler Fortenberry.
Emotions are high. And Antonio Stevens was locked in right there, everyone.
So quickly a 3rd and long for Jalen Raynor, the Sun Belt freshman of the year. He's been a veteran. Butch Jones told us he prepares like a coach. He works coach's hours. He leaves the office at 11 p.m. each night.
And that's exactly what you want from a quarterback and a leader of a team that's been there to build the program and build his career at that school.
Feeling some heat from Elijah Hill. He throws on the run, and that's nearly picked off, but out of bounds. A good play from the KSU defense to force a 3-and-out here. It's Milan Jones who had the tackle in the first play, and Kennesaw State brings out the punt return unit.
That was almost throwback to tip the ball back in and have somebody catch it. I was looking for someone to come from out of nowhere to do that, but either way, great play by Milan, forcing a punt and a 3-and-out.
So a much better start for the KSU defense than a week ago against Merrimack. as the Warriors had 3 third-down conversions in the opening drive. Jackson Waller out of Katy, Texas to punt. Gabe Binyard backpedaling here, and Binyard falls down to the 25, unable to maintain his footing on a bomb from Arkansas State's Jackson Waller. So going into the week, Jerry Mack said we're going to identify a couple of quarterbacks here. We're going to look at the film between Amari Odom and Dexter Williams II. You look at their stats last week, Amari Odom had a fantastic appearance against Merrimack, and that one had the start. Dexter Williams II came in as well, each leading to at least a touchdown. But Odom set the single-game record for completion percentage, and he gets the start again tonight.
He does, and it's one of the most interesting pieces of football and decision-making from the coaching level is who's going to be your guy and who can the team get behind and rally. And looks like tonight they're going with Odom to start.
Jerry Mack said, we want one quarterback to take the bull by the horns in this competition. So first possession for Odom and the Owls. And it's a quick pass to the open man. And a nice gain of about 7 on the opening play. Lyndon Rivar, who left the game with injury a week ago, steps up there for KSU, second and short.
And a nice short pass to get a good pickup, stay on schedule, and let your quarterback settle in early.
Hands it off to Coleman Bennett. And Bennett, with a great second effort there, is able to squeeze close to the first down marker. Nice rush there from Bennett, who was met at the line of scrimmage. Simeon Mitchell on the stop for Arkansas State. And it's third and short. Here go the Owls in turbo speed. And a first down there for Kennesaw State. That's something Arkansas State worked on even in fall camp. They called it the Sonic period, getting ready to face an up-tempo offense like KSU.
And you're starting to see it more and more across the college football landscape of people getting matchups and favorable looks on the field and going fast to take advantage of those matchups.
Nice hole there for Coleman Bennett as he carries once again for KSU. A little limited last week against Merrimack, averaging 3.9 yards per carry. Averaging over 6 the week before against Indiana. Odom with time, looking for the home run ball, and a wide open Gabe Binyard. Kennesaw State scores first on the deep bomb from Odom to Binyard. 54 yards as the Owls open up the lead.
And it looked as if there was potentially a breakdown in coverage here on the near side. Binyard ran straight past the corner. Nobody within shouting distance of Gabe Binyard here. And it's off to the races.
So Odom to Binyard for a touchdown hookup in back-to-back games. Binyard last week became the second receiver in KSU's history to go over 1,000 career yards as Britton Williams extends the lead. 7-0 Owls on the big play through the air. Amari Odom pumped up. Second longest pass of his career to a wide open Gabe Binyard. And the Owls dancing early at home over the Red Wolves. Gabe Binyard for Kennesaw State. He's been a long time now. His career actually dates back to 2021, but we can't fit all those years on a graphic. And for Binyard, it's been a career that's been limited by injuries. But Caleb, he approached this offseason with a big focus in the new coaching staff to really work on his body. It's paid off.
He has, Nolan, and Coach Militello praised him this week when we were talking with him about how well he has built, protected, and grown his body and prepared for this season so that he doesn't have to hopefully face those types of injuries again here, and he can do things like he just did, catch a bomb down the sideline and score a touchdown early.
Another kickoff inside the 15. Linder is smacked right at the 30-yard line. A hard hit from the freshman Elijah Hill, an Arkansas native, a three-time state champ out of Bryan High School.
That was a three-time state champ hit right there. He blew up the blocker, gets off, gets his eyes up. God knows his football. You see that guy that flew out of the back of your screen? That's who he blew up on the way there and then smokes the returner.
So Arkansas State, difficult start here. 3 and out on offense. You give up a big play when you're on defense. Red Wolves look to steady their presence here on the road. Again, the first true road game for a team with 71 newcomers this year, one of the most in the FBS. And a quick pass is a dump off to the Southern Miss transfer, Kenyon Clay, and Clay scoots upfield for a first down. Barron Hobson on the tackle for KSU.
And the newcomers, Nolan, it seems across the college football landscape, there's been at least 2 teams that Kennesaw State has already played, including Kennesaw State, that have a wide range of newcomers this season.
And KSU over 50, Arkansas State again with 71. They go right back to Kenyon Clay. Clay and Spencer, who started the game for the second consecutive week, receiving a higher dosage with Jaquez Cross out for the year with a torn ACL. And Clay's no stranger to toting the rock. He did it well for Southern Miss last year. Led the Golden Eagles 7 touchdowns on the ground and 8 total scores. It's 3 there. Second down for Rayner and the Red Wolves. Ruckerson in motion, and Rayner on the quarterback run, eyeing the edge, and he's stopped by Antonio Stevens. Another tackle for the Kennesaw State DB.
Right, it looked like that may have been a design run based on the look. It was catch the ball, take a quick look to check the coverage if it shifted after the snap, and run. And you see Rayner there, he's very dangerous with his feet, but they're not this time.
And it's incomplete. Barron Hobson, the veteran linebacker, breaks it up on the pass intended for the tight end Cameron Ambrose. And Arkansas State, who led this Sun Belt entering today at 49% on third downs, is 0 for 2 on third downs and a 4th down upcoming.
They are, and that's at the hands of the 5th best defender in Conference USA last week, Nolan. Barron Hobson swatting that ball out of the air like he was swatting a gnat that was flying a little too close to his face.
Still a little humid tonight. There might be some gnats here in this Conference USA versus Sun Belt clash. They get the punt off. Binyard end over end maintains his feet. First man missed, so does the second. Binyard upfield at the 30. Binyard with a hole for the sideline. Gabe Binyard in front of his own bench is pushed out of bounds in plus territory. Another big play for Gabe Binyard and KSU here in the first. 48-yard return has the crowd on its feet. And Kennesaw State looks to extend its lead here in the first.
Moving the whole world forward starts by pushing yourself. Reaching for the strength to turn what could be into what is. Digging deep, blazing trails, and never going it alone. It's who we are, and it's what keeps us all rising. Determination, that's our tradition.
At Ed Voiles, we're more than just a dealership. We're about serving others, family, friends, our community, and a family that's had the privilege to serve people like you since 1952. Ed Voiles Automotive, your family of dealerships.
When you have more time being a person than a patient, it means more firsts, relationships, and connections. At Wellstar, our network of over 7,000 doctors and nurses design care around your unique needs, so you can enjoy more of what you love. Because one destination for care means more time with the ones you care about most. Wellstar, more than healthcare, people care.
In Conference USA, unity, solidarity, and respect are more than just words. They are values to live by. When we embrace our differences, we become stronger and lift each other up. Together, we can be unstoppable. Join us in championing diversity, equity, and inclusion in college athletics and beyond. Now is the time to make a difference. This is our chance to make a better tomorrow, because when we work together as one, we can achieve greatness. Together, there are no limits on us.
At Ed Voiles, we're more than just a dealership. We're about serving others, family, friends, our community, and a family that's had the privilege to serve people like you since 1952. Ed Voiles Automotive, your family of dealerships.
So Kennesaw State forces its second 3 and out. And then Gabe Binyard, who already has a receiving touchdown in the ballgame. First man missed, second, whoop! Binyard finds a hole, and he takes it down to the Arkansas State 38-yard line. What an electric start for Jerry Mack's Owls, Caleb.
Couldn't ask for anything more if you're Jerry Mack and the KSU team here. Coming out hot, guns a-blazing, and after a big return like that, Nolan, we were just talking about it during the break, you look to see the Owls take a shot here to try to get another one in the end zone quick.
Amari Odom on the opening drive for KSU. Perfect on 2 attempts, 61 yards, including a long heave to Binyard. And the Owls break the huddle here, starting at the 38 of A-State. Chase Belcher moves into the backfield, joining Coleman, Bennett, and Odom, and he takes the handoff. Belcher limited there with good play from Ryan Reese.
Pat Reed, really nowhere to go there with that Arkansas State front four stuffing it up and pursuing after the ball there. But the full house in the backfield, something you see somebody release out of here in a minute.
Another handoff, another nice play by the Arkansas State defense. DeMarcus Hendricks, the transfer to Texas A&M Kingsville, with a hard hit near the line of scrimmage, and Kennesaw State quickly faced with a 3rd down.
You see here, the Arkansas State defensive line just holding their gaps, two-gapping, allowing the running back no room to go or nowhere to go with the ball. And that's one thing Coach Jones talked about this week is how well they've done up front in controlling the run game.
KSU 36% on 3rd downs this year as Odom checks at the line. Arkansas State, meanwhile, struggled defensively, 13th in the Sun Belt at 52%. Odom steps forward in the pocket, dumps it off, caught by Alexander Diggs, has the 1st down and a little more. And Diggs, extra effort, leans it out to the 23-yard line. Another impressive moment on 3rd down for Alexander Diggs, who led the team in rushing last week against Merrimack.
And that's a tough play there. Running forward, jump pass, almost a little Tebow-esque. Getting that ball in there.
Open man inside the 10. And a 1st and goal to go for KSU. Christian Moss pulls it down, and here come the Owls quickly to the line.
And this is where they go fast, Nolan. First down, going to get on quick.
Odom looking, low pass. Lyndon Rivar was he able to scoop it up. And Rivar ruled incomplete.
That's a tough ball to catch on the goal line, on a slant route with a low ball. Getting your arms down and keeping your elbows together on that one is really the toughest part.
And right now ruled the 1st incompletion. But we'll get another look at it. Boy, if you're Arkansas State, brace for impact here in the 1st quarter. 2 3 and outs, and this KSU offense has marched right down the field, scoring on its 1st drive and then now goal to go here in the 2nd possession.
And Nolan, that comment makes me think of an age-old saying in the world of football of everyone has a plan until they get punched in the mouth, right? And it seems right now, if you're on the Arkansas State sideline, you're thinking, man, we're getting swung on right now. And I'm sure Coach Jones on the other side has got his boys in that huddle over there, and he's saying, hey, this is where we answer. This is where we really stand back up. Here on the goal line, try to get a goal line stop. see what we can do and start fighting back.
Second home game of the year for Kennesaw State. Great crowd on hand. Fifth Third Stadium at Wallens Family Field. Again, ruled an incompletion. We get another look.
And it looks at first, he gets his hands under
After
it.
video review, the ruling on the field of an incomplete pass is upheld. Second down.
That's probably the best look we'll get. And again, the ruling is upheld, so second and goal to go for KSU.
Yeah, like I said, Nolan, that's a tough ball. And it looked like he got his hands under it to begin with, but as he went to the ground, the ball may have shifted. And when the ball shifts and both of your hands aren't underneath it, or at least majority of a hand, that one's usually going to get upheld.
Brevard, the transfer from Fresno State, and Mariota, also in his first year of the program, the transfer out of Wofford College. One more time.
And after he catches it right here and goes to the ground, oh, looks like the ball moves.
Second and goal, Alexander Diggs ahead for the score. And Kennesaw State lays the lumber here in the first quarter, leading by 2 scores at home.
Strike up the band and fire the fireworks, Nolan. Alexander Diggs quickly in the end zone. The zone read once again produces for the Owls.
Diggs picked up a third down conversion through the air, and that time, Brandon Barnes, the safety. Just a small obstacle in the way of Diggs scoring here on the ground. Williams converts the PAT, and Kennesaw State giving the home crowd a lot to cheer for. 14-0 Owls over Arkansas State early in the SAW. Diggs coming right in your living room. Well, there's a little bit of traffic getting into Kennesaw today, but for those that have found their seat at Fifth Third Stadium, Wallens Family Field, glad you got here when you did. Kennesaw State, another quick scoring drive, and already a 14-0 lead over a team that won a bowl game last year, Arkansas State, out of the Sun Belt.
And a big credit to that, Nolan, and moving the ball the way the Kennesaw State Owls have so far is going to be to the offensive line. We had Coach Militello, we had Coach Mack for Kennesaw State this week praising each of them and talking about how Brandon Best has led the offense, really been a vocal leader, but also JT Pennington has also accepted his role and really works hard and almost harder than anyone else.
O-line has certainly paved the way for Odom and then the rushing attack. Linder already his third return here of the first quarter, and Linder stopped shy of the 20-yard line. James Ziegler in there for the tackle out of Harrison High School in Cobb County. And how does Arkansas State gather some momentum on offense? Jalen Rayner and the Red Wolves here, Caleb, a pair of 3 and outs for an offense that really had a lot of impressive drives against top 15 Iowa State a week ago.
Well, Nolan, the knee-jerk reaction is, hey, let's take one off the top and throw a bomb and try to just spark some life. But my philosophy, and I think it's going to be Coach Jones and the offensive staff, is do what you've been doing. Stick to your bread and butter, get in a groove, and allow yourself to find your stride.
And Marcus Patterson, pardon me, with the right hand, pulls back Devin Spencer. Well, we just talked about the offensive line for Kennesaw State. How about the D-line right there, Caleb?
Again, we showed them in the intro, right? You see Patterson coming off the edge, reaching out with a strong right hand. And, folks, I'll tell you what, I was beside him on the field before the game started. That is a very large man.
He felt small, didn't he?
Very small.
Rayner, there he goes, right down the middle, overthrows Rucker in a dangerous pass. Looking for his favorite target, Corey Rucker. And here we are again, Caleb, 3rd and long for the Red Wolves.
Yep, and the Red Wolves there saw 2 deep in the safeties. They went to split them. The cover 2, cover 4 beater with a post. 9 times out of 10, if you can get the ball in the window, it's going to work. Didn't work there. And again, like you said, on 3rd and long, there's not a lot of plays in your playbook on 3rd and long to execute from.
They're 0 of 2 here in the first quarter. Rayner dumps it off, snared by Spencer. Spencer along the sideline. Jaden Kelly, the linebacker, there for the tackle. Needed to get just shy of the 30, and Arkansas State goes 0 of 3 on 3rd downs here to start the ball game.
And Spencer, you could see it there. He was trying to make something out of that little shake and bake, little wiggle, but couldn't get it done and couldn't break through.
Well, if you're the parents of Jackson Waller, you're happy to see your son out there. If you're an Arkansas State fan, you've seen too much of him here in the first quarter.
And we've seen a good rush off the edge from Kennesaw State. Gonna have to be careful with that. Eventually, he might run into the kicker.
Another long boot, a cloudburster. Binyard backpedals, takes it inside the 25. Another juke. Binyard eyeing the edge. Binyard gets to the 40 and shoved out of bounds near the 45. 52-yard bomb from Jackson Waller, and there's a flag down on the play.
It's in the area of potentially holding or maybe even a block in the back. But the Owls brought pressure there. They full-on rushed the punt there. The 52-yarder outkicked the coverage, gave Binyard plenty of time to set up a move. And if you haven't seen it yet, folks, Gabe Binyard is dangerous when you give him just a little bit of room and a little bit of play.
During the return, personal foul, illegal blindside block, receiving team, number 21. 15-yard penalty, 1st down, Kennesaw State.
That's on Ziegler, who had a nice tackle on kickoff coverage a little bit ago.
And I don't know if anyone caught it there on the replay, but the first one right there and the second one, Ziegler, he got low and he was going opposite or perpendicular to the flow of the play, and they're going to call that every time. They want you to essentially screen like a basketball player, put your hands up so you're not lowering your shoulder, and just get in his way is how they teach it. And unfortunately, Ziegler there used a little more shoulder.
Odom rolling, throwing another open man. Christian Moss has his second snag of the day, and Moss sprints out to the 38-yard line.
And what I love about that play there is when Christian Moss got into traffic, put 2 hands on the ball, protect the football, get upfield, get back to the line of scrimmage to run another play.
And Bennett, another nice second effort play by the KSU offense. Jamarcus Bradley on the stop for Arkansas State. I think of Moss last week against Merrimack, a play that he danced a little bit on the sideline after the snag. That's already a big improvement as Bennett bounced to the outside of the stiff arm. Oh, lowers the shoulder, and Coleman Bennett running violently inside Red Wolf territory.
And circling back to Christian Moss, last week he had 6 catches for 68 yards, all career highs, and he had sticky hands last week, Nolan, as every ball that came to him.
Open escape route for Amari Odom, who spins forward, and Odom with a good gain on first down.
And we touched on quarterback Naylor for the Red Wolves today earlier, what he can do with his feet. Amari Odom as well. He can extend plays and really break down a defense just by using his feet.
Second and short on the ground. Another good move from Coleman, but he's just making men miss left and right. It's Javonte Mackey who finally gets the tackle for Arkansas State. Another first down for Kennesaw State. Barely tapping the brakes. Odom all day to throw. Another open man, Lyndon Rivar with the catch, and Rivar uses the muscles, and a first down for KSU.
He tried to pull a Derrick Henry there. It's a very different body style, Mr. Rivar, on that one. But either way, the Arkansas State defensive backs, they're all playing off. They're giving cushion. Just run a curl route at the sticks, get the ball out from Amari Odom, and pick up the first down. Textbook.
I mean, this is what you practice when you go on air late in the week.
That's exactly right.
Odom, another clean pocket, and he fires a dart along the right seam. Christian Moss has his 3rd catch. On this rate, he's going to go well past that career high of 6 that he set a week ago. And here's KSU again in the red zone, Caleb. We still have 5 minutes left in the first quarter in a 14-0 out lead.
The Owls have their foot on the gas, Nolan, and they're completing passes. Amari Odom is incredibly accurate here to start the game, and the running back room of the Owls are also making fantastic plays at the line of scrimmage as they get to the second level. And then on top of that, you finally sub, and then Arkansas State rolls out 8 new guys, slows you down, and causes you to get out of rhythm a little bit. Let's see how they respond.
Play clock at 4. Odom climbing forward in the pocket. Odom with a juke. Odom bringing defenders with him. He tumbles forward, and Amari Odom scores for Kennesaw State.
Odom scored last week, Nolan, using his legs. Did it today. Put the defender in a blender.
And they hit the Spider-Man meme. It's pretty much been that for the Kennesaw State offense. Everybody's getting in the end zone here early on.
Where's Berman when we need him? In 3, 2, whoop! There he goes. Gone, Nolan.
Odom scores in the ground for the 2nd time in as many games. And there you go. Former high school hoop star.
The ruling on the field of a touchdown is under review.
Shows off the athleticism, and we'll get a review here on Odom's rushing score of 14 yards.
And it looked like his rear end came down on the defender as he rolled into the end zone. Helmet popped off somewhere in the middle there as well. But it was hard to tell in a live action moment, but his rear end came down and his back, from what I saw earlier, was in the end zone. So it's all about when his elbow, forearm, or rear end touches the ground first.
And with that, look at the football. I mean, that's well past the paint.
You'd think so, because his elbow touched as his forearm touched, and majority of his upper body was in the end zone. I would see this one being upheld, but we've seen stranger things.
Who outside of Kennesaw State saw this coming? 20-0 KSU over Arkansas State. A Red Wolf team that lost by 8 at home last week to Iowa State. Highest ranked team ever to play at Centennial Bank Stadium. And how about this for the quarterback competition?
After video review, the ruling on the field is upheld. Touchdown.
You talk about the high speed of this KSU offense, putting the foot on the accelerator. Amari Odom's looked like he's been in cruise control.
He has, and quickly, I want to just account for his effort there on that play. Got out of the pocket, shake and bake, get loose, and then also fight for the touchdown. But yes, Nolan, especially when the quarterback battle, and it's hard to just play fast and play your own game because you're maybe feeling like you're nervous. Things are going, you don't know how they're going exactly. And I'd say Amari Odom has grabbed the bull by the horn so far in this game.
Butch Jones displeased on the Red Wolf sideline. 21-0 Kennesaw State at home. And speaking with Coach Jones this week, he acknowledged it. There's so much unfamiliarity with this team, especially its first true road game. The Red Wolves played their first ever game against the Razorbacks of Arkansas in a neutral site game. I mean, it's technically a home game for Arkansas, but first in-state game. Thousands of Red Wolf fans made the trip. And Jerry Mack taking on his alma mater for the 4th time. This is the first time he's a head coach looking for his first win. And again, another lightning quick drive for that KSU offense. Caleb, if you take away that time that the Owls subbed, Arkansas State countered to sub to bring the play clock down to just 4 seconds, it's about a 2-minute scoring drive.
That's right, and like you said, Nolan, you practiced that during the week. 2-minute drill, routes on air, speed through your offense just to get familiar with going that fast and get your body accustomed to it. And right there, it was essentially as if the Owls could do whatever they wanted.
Odom 7 for 8, 132 yards. Again, last week was 12 of 14, set the KSU single game record. Chauncey Cobb brings it out, his first return of the day. Only gets to the 22. Another tackle for James Ziegler, Special Forces unit. And again for Arkansas State. 3 straight possessions. The Red Wolves have not converted on 3rd down. Jalen Rayner has to get something going for Arkansas State here in Kennesaw.
He doesn't, as an explosive of an athlete as he is, Nolan, I look for him to maybe call another rollout pass and let him have the ability to use his legs, or even a design QB run to really just try to soften up the back end of this KSU defense.
And a good move there from Clay, who gets past the first level. Clay is a first down for Arkansas State as he lowers the red lid and rushes out to the 35-yard line.
And Clay was slippery there. As he worked his way through the line, used his vision very well. Just nobody could bring him down, and that's one of his great talents as well.
They go right back to Clay. With a healthy dosage there out to the 39-yard line.
Just copy and paste on that one. And you got a guy like him that can extend plays and runs as hard as he does. I'd give the ball to him 2 times in a row as well.
13 carries for 51 yards a week ago against Iowa State. Open man, and connection is good for a first down to Hunter Summers.
And now you see the Red Wolves giving the Owls a little bit of a taste of their own medicine, going quick slant routes, run the ball up the middle, run the ball up the middle. There's going to be a shot here at some point.
Maybe it's here from Rayner. Another snare, and a gain of about 8 on the play to Summers.
And the Owl secondary playing a little bit of softer coverage on the edge, and maybe attribute it to that deeper ball that just barely got overthrown on the last drive. But they're playing zone, playing off, and the Arkansas State offense is going to take advantage of that as long as they give it to them.
Had 3 catches a week ago, now 2 on this drive. 2nd and 2. Spencer dashes ahead for a first down. Spencer squirts out to the KSU 38-yard line.
Picking up another first down, staying on schedule. This is how Arkansas State likes to run their offense, and it seems as if they may be finding a little bit of a groove here.
Pitch Jones felt like we have 3 starting running backs this year. Again, Cross out for the year for Arkansas State. As they try the left side and take it out to the 35-yard line. Jaden Kelly and Jaden Grimes combining on the out stop.
And after a couple big gains there, fairly significant gains, a 3-4 yard gain doesn't seem like that much, but it really keeps the power in your own hands as offensive coordinator and a play caller to call whatever you want here on 2nd down.
44 yards in this drive. Rayner escaping the pocket, floats it away, and nearly a one-handed interception by Jaden Kelly on the sideline. And we do have Laundry on the field. Boy, what a play by Kelly if he came down with that.
Maybe it's a little bit of foreshadowing, Nolan. I talked about it earlier. Somebody catching the ball on the sideline, interception, tip the ball back.
See Rayner and Kelly almost with one hand.
The athleticism it takes to be in a back pedal.
Kennesaw State calls their first time out of the half. 30 seconds.
By the way, no flag in the play. You see that mouthpiece at the 44. That's what caught the attention there. Kennesaw State burns its first time out here on a 3rd and 7. Arkansas State, its best drive so far, 7 plays, 44 yards, but third downs being a bugaboo so far for Arkansas State. Butch Jones just 1 win on the road against non-conference opponents. His 5th year now in the helm in Jonesboro. Boy, if he comes back in this one, it's going to be an all-timer. But you know the veteran presence of Jones, been in these situations before, a long coaching career. Game's far from over, but a tough start for the Red Wolves.
Absolutely, and he's learned from some of the greatest atmospheres and the greatest coaches as being a part of the Nick Saban coaching tree, Nolan.
Talked a lot about that and what it was like to see things again from assistant's point of view, especially on big situations like this. 3rd and 7 for Arkansas State. Twisting rush. Rayner dumps it off. Clay with the catch, spins away at the 40, lost the football. Ball's in the ground, and the Owls may have just come up with their first turnover of the year. Tylon Dunlap scoots it up. And in a critical time, Arkansas State not only unable to convert the 3rd down, but coughs it up to KSU.
Rolling on the field is a fumble, recovered by the defense. First down, Kennesaw State.
First turnover of the season for a defense that's played very well this year.
At 14 tackles for loss last week and still no turnovers. And there the ball just slips out. And one of the hardest things to do is keep that ball close to your body in a spin or as you're nearing or going to the ground there. And the fumble monster got him.
Caleb Alford with a forced fumble who came into this ball game. Top 10 in Conference USA, a tackle grade of 79 on the season. Jerry Mack is praised as a willing tackler from his cornerback spot, something you don't always see from that position. 1st and 10 for the Owls. Already up 3 scores, and they go right back on the ground as Alexander Diggs pinballs his way near midfield. A gain of 9 on 1st down.
I'll tell you what, Alexander Diggs digs deep when he runs. He does not go down and will not be denied.
2nd and short, play caller's dream. And a 1st down for the Owls. Lyndon Rivar moves the sticks for KSU. Dickerson on the tackle for the Red Wolves.
Just like last drive, Nolan, cushion on the edges. Take the quick yardage that they give you and keep your offense in stride.
Odom rolling out to the right, sets his feet, throws. Gabe Binyard pulls it down for KSU. Binyard already a couple of big plays with a touchdown, 2 long punt returns. And here come the Owls once again. They've been unstoppable on offense here in the first frame.
Got to strike while the iron's hot, Nolan. Might be taking a look at that pass.
Rolling on the field of the catch is under review.
Honestly, Caleb, and I don't think this is an exaggeration, the only time KSU's been stopped in offense is when we've gone to review.
That's exactly right. And it stops your flow. Just think about even us here in the booth. When we get to speaking and we get on a roll, you know, little things can throw you off. But on that pass, Gabe Binyard caught the ball twice. And right there, it looks like he caught it, snagged it right before it touched the ground. And that's such a hard ball coming across your body, going to your knees to catch. You catch it outside your frame. It kind of bounces a little bit. But from what we see there and what I saw, it looked like he grabbed it before it touched the ground on the second, the double clutch. And I would look for this one to be upheld.
Binyard, the 5th-year senior out of Ocilla, Georgia. Look at that concentration. See the white glove. Looked like it was on top of the grass blades.
And that view looked like the nose of the football may have touched from the sideline view. Compared to the end zone view, it looked like no doubt that it was a catch. This one might take a second or two to make a decision.
So again, just to catch you up to speed, 21-0 Kennesaw State. Owls have been electric on offense here. And you noted that sideline review right there. Did the nose of the pigskin just touch the top of the grass?
I don't know if it was the nose or his hands grabbing the football that caused it to move. With the way the football moved, I could see them reversing this call. But you never know, Nolan, right? That's why we're up here talking about it, and the officials are down there or in a booth somewhere making the decision.
Well, this review is taking about as long as the Kennesaw State drive.
After video review, the receiver did not complete the process of the catch, therefore it is an incomplete pass. It'll be second down at the 46-yard line.
You described it, Caleb, as we get the call from Douglas Mercer. So Amari Odom has his second incompletion of the ball game.
And Nolan, that one seems to be the first speed bump yet for the Kennesaw State offense over 13 minutes into this first half.
So 2nd and 10 now for KSU at the A-State 46-yard line. Owls and Red Wolves meeting for the first time ever. KSU, its second year in the FBS and Conference USA, looking for its first non-conference FBS win. Diggs on the stretch to the right. Diggs breaks one tackle, and then he's tackled into the outside line. Kyle Taylor chasing him down for Arkansas State.
And Diggs almost got the edge, but Taylor seemed to be flirting with danger there as a potential late hit on the sideline. They were well beyond the chalk before he actually brought him down. But when a guy like Diggs is running that fast down the sideline, you got to do whatever you can to bring him down.
Diggs and the Owls perfect on 3rd down so far, 2 of 2, including a pickup to Diggs through the air. Odom on the quarterback keeper, and Odom, is thrown down to the 41-yard line. Trenton Allen Yao picks up Odom, tosses him down, and it's 4th down.
Yao. That is the perfect thing to say to that, and also a great play by that young man. You do not see very many people catch a runner in the leap. It's usually, you get put on SportsCenter, not top 10 next week. But great job by him, holding his ground and reading the runner's hips. That's the hardest part, is to stay disciplined, watch the runner's hips. And when a guy like Odom is as shifty as he is, that's what you have to do. Fantastic technique.
Owls 2 of 4 on 4th downs this year. Odom escaping. Odom has the first down inside the 35 and down near the 30. When the play hasn't been there, it's been the legs of Amari Odom here tonight against Arkansas State.
And credit the coverage for the Arkansas State there. Nowhere to go with the ball, and they just cleared out the middle and parted the Red Sea for him to pick up that first down.
Kennesaw State, 21-0. Catching the attention of the nation here tonight against Arkansas State, up through 1. Kennesaw State over Arkansas State 21-0 thanks to huge chunk plays, Caleb O'Neill.
Oh, yeah, starting off early, taking a shot down the field to your longtime wideout, Gabe Binyard. Party in the end zone with a little dance move here. But that's been the story of the first quarter for the Owls and for the game. You get a laser down the middle to Christian Moss, spread the ball around, get it to your running back, and then who other than your starting quarterback? Little shake and bake, get the ball in the end zone. A lot of big plays here for the Owls.
Big start for Amari Odom in the Owls. And for more, here's Maria Martin.
Snowline for Amari Odom's second career start in a Kennesaw State uniform. He has looked electric through one quarter. And a lot of the reason for that, the coaches said he has more creativity with running the ball or keeping plays alive, particularly downfield, looking for those explosive plays. They said he has, quote, a gunslinger mentality, and he can be really aggressive with the football in his hand. I think he's got some good genes, guys. His dad played in the NFL and his mom played in the WNBA. Those genes on full display through one quarter.
Absolutely. 8 of 10 passing for 137 yards. Looking for more. Oh, there he goes, escaping the pressure by Hendricks. Odom able to throw that one away. Javonte Mackey had him around the hips, and Odom elusive there on first down.
There is no foul for intentional grounding. The quarterback is outside the pocket, and the pass reached the line of scrimmage.
Plenty of gunslinging going on there, Nolan. Rolling out to the right, making guys miss, getting back to the left, getting the ball out before he gets brought down. It's things like that that coaches will look for and make sure he makes a good decision, get the ball out of bounds to potentially count towards it as if he's going to be the guy or not.
Dumps it off to the tight end, Gerard Bullock, and the Tennessee State transfer is close to the first down marker, a little short. Aaron Alexander on the Red Wolf tackle. Third and less than a yard for Kennesaw State.
And you see the subs here and the shifts up front for the Arkansas State Red Wolves. As soon as you get an opportunity to sub and hold the ball, teams are going to do that against the Kennesaw State Owls to slow them down.
Diggs breaks one tackle in the backfield. Second effort won't get there. Arkansas State swarms defensively. DeMarcus Hendricks for the Red Wolves. Reading a whole pack of Wolves. Javonte Mackey, see number 3, there first for Arkansas State. Fourth and short for the Owls. They lose about a yard on the play. Offense remains in the field.
Battle of the threes there. You see them sub. And you look at number 11, Lyndon Ravar, coming on the field right there. The main thing for him, see how he gets on top of the numbers as he comes in? It's a penalty if he doesn't check in inside of the numbers, and that's a big thing to pay attention to on those quick subs like that.
Odom lofts it open, man, too far for Christian Moss. That would have been another touchdown pass for Amari Odom. Instead, it's a turnover on downs. And Arkansas State able to hold there on third and short and breathes a sigh of relief on a bit of an overthrown pass from Amari Odom. Red Wolves with the football when we come back.
More doctors who are highly experienced and highly rated by people like you. More teams of caregivers who are world-renowned and designed around your unique needs. And more expert care and unwavering compassion across many specialties. Because we believe in the power of expertise and empathy. WellStar, more than healthcare, people care.
As student athletes, we push ourselves to be our best.
On and off the field.
When the game is on the line, mental health matters.
It's okay not to be okay.
Of the 500,000 student athletes in the NCAA,
nearly 20% say that they are suffering from depression or anxiety.
It's time to break the stigma.
Strong minds lead to strong performances.
Let's support each other and talk about mental health.
Together, there are no limits on us.
A fifth third better means we give 166.7%. Who's a good boy, Parson?
I am good boy.
That's right. And why?
Because I bank a fifth third better.
Wait, what?
5/3 equals 166.7%, so they put 166.7% into everything they do.
Okay, what is happening?
I'll tell you what's happening. Free checking, no hidden fees, and identity theft protection. Now, let's get rid of Cat, please.
What?
This is banking a fifth third better.
Mistakes have been few and far between for Kennesaw State tonight. This is a 4th and 1, just a bit overthrown from Amari Odom.
And a beautiful play call there as you see Christian Moss sneak in from the backside, and Odom knew it, as we've all touched on. That's such a challenging ball to put just enough air on it to let him run underneath it, and Odom's been lethal today so far, and just a very uncharacteristic mistake with a little bit of overthrow there.
Jalen Rayner and the Red Wolves, can they try to take some momentum back after getting that stop on 4th down? Short gain there for Spencer, and it's Garland Binyard with the tackle, the twin brother of Gabe Binyard, who's been a playmaker on offense and special teams so far for the Owls.
And each of the Binyard brothers, Nolan, are longtime Kennesaw State players. They've stayed through the transition of coaching, stayed through the transition of FBS or FCS to FBS, and a big foundational piece to the leadership on this Kennesaw State team.
Both had big roles in Kennesaw State's 2021 Big South Championship year, and that time Spencer gains the first down but absorbs a hard hit from Alexander Ford, the Western Kentucky transfer.
And that's how any defensive coach wants a DB to finish a play right there. You know what? You give up a first down, but you finish and put your man in the dirt.
Spencer tries the middle, and the front four collapses for Kennesaw State. Jaden Grimes, a sophomore out of Cobb County Pope High School in Marietta, there for the Owls. It's an area that Kennesaw State's really excited about this year, is the depth up front of the defensive line.
And that's something that the coaches have also touched on was rare in the past, Nolan. And it's, as a defense, from a holistic perspective, having your front four be consistent, be deep, be able to rotate, it's huge.
2nd and long, Rayner with the pocket down the middle and a hard lick right through the gut. Barrett Hobson, already with a pass breakup, that time collapses on the tight end, and it's 3rd and 9.
And that's a big time hit here. You see Hobson in the middle, step up, boom. That's what you like about the college football atmosphere. When you get a hit like that, you hear the crowd go, ooh. You hate to be on the receiving end of that, Nolan. Been there a time or two, and it is not very fun, and it doesn't feel good. But it's fun to watch it.
3rd and 9 for A-State. Red Wolves 0 for on 3rd downs. Rayner on a deep drop, looking downfield, now feeling some heat. Rayner twisted, and he's taken down to the 25. Another play for the Kennesaw State defensive line. Elijah Hill and Tylon Dunlap squeezing down Jalen Rayner.
And Coach Mattioli for the Kennesaw State Owls, defensive coordinator, talked this week about pass rush integrity and staying in your gap and not getting too far back in the pocket to where you open up running lanes for the quarterback. And with a guy like Rayner, you have to do that. And that was a spot-on job there by the KSU defensive line.
Waller gets the punt off. He falls down, and multiple flags are down as it rolls out of bounds. And Waller is down on the play, too.
And I touched on it earlier, Nolan. Owls are bringing a lot of pressure off the edge of their punt return unit that they got to be careful. They're going to run into the kicker, get a roughing, and if they call roughing here, it's an automatic 1st down and 15. But if they call running, it's only 5 yards, and I don't foresee them going for it on 4th and that long in their own territory.
Was a 4th and 18.
And you see here off the right
running
side.
Into the kicker. Defense, number 21. That penalty's declined. 1st down.
So the penalties declined
Timeout.
for a running into the kicker. And Kennesaw State takes over with good starting field position, looking to build upon a 21-0 lead here at Fifth Third Stadium. 21-0, Kennesaw State leads early in the second quarter. Butch Jones in his time at Arkansas State, only one win when trailing after the first 15, and that was in the first game. September 4th, 2021 against Central Arkansas. Caleb, what have you seen that's been different for the Red Wolves in the start of this one compared to their previous games, even though a loss, a very competitive game against Iowa State last week?
The movement or lack thereof up front on each side of the ball, Nolan. Against Iowa State, the offensive line was just moving men out of the way. And the defensive line was just holding their gaps. But the Kennesaw State offense comparison today is probably one of the largest things. The Owls gained an inch per person and about 22 pounds per person across the board, and that's contributing to their success today.
Odom slippery once again. Mackey able to bring him down for Arkansas State. And this offensive line has really been praised by the coaching staff. Even with limited scoring through the first two games, they like their violence, they like their nastiness, words that you like to hear when you describe an offensive line.
And they also mentioned all five of them are a cohesive unit. A couple coaches said you usually get one or two that's kind of an outcast or not as close with everybody. Not the case here.
Speaking of cohesion, that's what Amari Odom's done to a whole bevy of receivers as Tykeem Wallace picks up his first reception of the evening.
Spread the ball around, and great catch by Tykeem there as he's falling down, taking a knee, making that play after the catch.
And whistles halt the play.
Previous play is under review.
I think as you were talking about, that knee for Tykeem Wallace might be what the referee crew led by Douglas Mercer is looking at here.
Yeah, and Tykeem was full head of steam, slowed down to catch the ball, knee might have touched. It's all about whenever he actually gained possession, and we'll see it right here. See his right leg slide down a little bit, pops up. Yep, there it is. So they're just going to probably respot the ball and put it right there at, what is that, the 46-yard line? But great concentration by Tykeem Wallace there. That's a hard ball, and when your knee hits like that, it jars your whole body.
Replay has reviewed the play. The runner's knee was down at the 46-yard line. It'll be first down at that spot. The clock will start on the ready for play.
Caleb, you identified the yard marker from the end zone. You know how difficult that is? Well done, my friend.
Well, I've spent a little bit of time on the football field and around the game, but I almost called it the 51, and I'm just kidding. but no, it was, you got to think on your feet in moments like this,
well,
right?
Speaking of concentration for Tykeem Wallace, y'all are alike as far as concentrating on the water. Wallace, an avid fisherman, one of the best on the team.
He is, Nolan. I've heard many stories about him, and I would like to, maybe go fishing with him one day.
See if those stories are true.
They get bigger and better every time you tell them.
First down for Odom and the Owls. He's looking for a big catch downfield. Tucks and runs once more, and Odom wisely scampers out of bounds near the 40. Rush number 6 for Amari Odom. And climbing up on 50 yards in the ground, already a rushing score this evening.
And when Odom does get loose, Nolan, we saw it last week, and we've seen it this week as well. When he does get loose, it may not be some huge 50, 60-yard run down the field that he breaks for a touchdown, but it's in the key moments. Red zone, third down, fourth down.
Quick screen. Wallace, another catch, scoops that one up, and he's sandwiched down at the 40. Javonte Mackey has been a ball hawk defensively, tracking down Kennesaw State carriers, and it's third down upcoming for the Owl offense.
And on a quick smoke screen or hit screen, whatever you want to call it there, even a bubble, that wasn't truly a bubble, the ball needs to stay up and on your upfield shoulder to speed you into your route, or you have a guy like Mackey that, if I'm not mistaken, he is 6'1", 245. And we talked earlier, Nolan, he looks about 6'2", 250, just a mountain of a man.
Another first down, and yeah, guess who? Javonte Mackey's back for his 8th tackle of the night. But that's a first down as Odom finds Tykeem Wallace for the second time in the drive.
And you see the ball here, a little bit more on that upfield shoulder, keeps him moving, but then still you have Mackey that comes in and lowers a boom at the end of that play.
Odom showing escapability, but throws it a bit behind the intended receiver, Alexander Diggs.
And again, Odom may have rushed that one a little bit. He had pressure. He was escaping. Kudos to the Arkansas State defense there by causing him to move and have to get out of the pocket. But as a quarterback, when you start getting that far out, throw across your body on a quick little 5 to 6 yard throw, you see Josh Allen do it a lot. He pitches it forwards rather than throws it. And I think that may be more of a mental thing to help him slow down and not rush it like I believe Odom did there.
Christian Mawson in motion. Quick pass. Novell Dean has the catch. First of the ball game, and Dean squirts through, the former quarterback out of Carver High School in Columbus. Has a first down for KSU.
Hey, those quarterback to wide receiver, they translate well when you get the ball to them.
Odom climbing forward, and Odom's tripped up near the line of scrimmage. Forward progress gets him a couple of yards. Ryan Reese there for Arkansas State.
And those wide receiver screens, when the ball stays up, you give your receiver plenty of time to make a play. Now, it was a little bit on his back shoulder, but it allows your receiver to have the ability, and Lyndon Rivar right there, to see what's coming, use his vision, and set up his run to pick up a first down or make a big play.
When you look at this type of offense coordinator Mitch Militelli, who you mentioned coming from Tennessee and the Josh Heupel coaching tree, that screen game is a big part of it. Something we haven't seen a ton of for KSU to start this year. But showing it off this drive as Diggs stood up at the line of scrimmage. How about that for the freshman, Ryan Reese, wreaking havoc once again at the line of scrimmage. But we talk about the pursuit of the KSU defense and that D line. We've pretty much called two names tonight, Ryan Reese and Javonte Mackey.
Oh, yeah, and that's on the Arkansas State side with Reese and Mackey. And the Kennesaw State coaches, Coach Mack especially, talked about how relentlessly the Arkansas State defensive line and defensive unit pursue the ball and how tough and rugged they are and how well they play together.
Third down, 9 to go for KSU, 3 of 5 tonight. Odom dumps it off. Diggs down the left sideline. Diggs with good body control. Needed the 14. Kyle Taylor there shoves him out of bounds, and Diggs has another third down catch for KSU.
And circling back to your screen play and you're getting the ball near the sideline.
How about that for the screen? Gabe Binyard dives forward inside the 5.
To finish my thought there, it's foundational to this offense to get the ball outside the numbers and cause your guys like Mackey to be sprinting to the sideline to pick up a tackle or to try to slow down a guy that's about to break free. And then it allows guys like Diggs and Odom and anyone else that they rotate into the backfield to have those open running lanes within the interior of your defensive line, especially as those guys really try to pursue outside the box.
How about this? A long huddle for Kennesaw State. 2nd and 1. Again, not a goal-to-go situation here for KSU. Odom hands it off. Diggs looking for his second score of the night. He leans out to the end zone, and he's just short.
And you see there, Amari Odom wants to do it again. He's doing the replay. Let's do it again. Let's go, let's go. And it looks like they might have given it to him.
Play blown dead.
Officials timeout. Not all officials were set prior to the play. First down.
So what happens with this up-tempo offense, everybody's got to be ready, but the Stripes are a little behind. And both sides thinking a timeout was called unless Kennesaw State did call a timeout. And Jerry Mack conversing there, their head referee Douglas Mercer.
The ruling on the field of the first down, the runner short of the goal line, is under review.
So they'll take a look at it.
After they rush everybody back out to the line of scrimmage to run the next play, a lot of confusion there. Tough to decipher what was being communicated.
Here's Diggs.
I don't know.
It's going to be tough to see where the knee is from that point of view. Certainly the ball crosses the plane, but it's all when the body's down, where's the ball?
And you can see his legs fairly well, right? As he goes forward, right there, he's down because his elbow touched. And it looks to me, now the angle is a little bit deeper in the end zone. It's about, 4 yards deep in the end zone. But it looks to me from this angle like this call is going to be reversed and the Owls are going to have another touchdown.
If so, it's 2 rushing touchdowns for Diggs, topping his career high that he did on this field against Lincoln out of Oakland, California in 2023.
Looks like we might be in for another long review again. I'm sure based on the reactions of Alexander Diggs and Amari Odom, the KSU offense is wanting to get back out there and just have another chance.
And there you saw, there's the OC Mitch Militello during the Indiana game a couple weeks ago. Made the move from the booth down to the sideline as we get one more look at Diggs from the opposite end zone. Rolling on the field, he was short at the goal line.
I think they give it to him. His body stayed parallel to the ground, doing a mid-air plank right there, a little one-arm plank. They do those for warm-ups before their workout or lifting sessions. Pays off. It's dynamic strength coaching right there.
I'm not going to try that next time. I'm going to stick with the two-arm plank. Might be one of the best views you get of this one.
Yep, and there's his elbow down there, right there. Where's the ball? That's the question of the day. Now, with that, like I mentioned earlier, the angle of the camera not directly down the line may cause them to uphold it, but if you put them all together, and that's why they pay them to call the game and us to talk about it, I would give them a touchdown.
Diggs in the offense, averaging 4.8 yards a carry.
The ruling on the field is upheld. It'll be first down.
It'll stay there. So first and goal for Kennesaw State inside the 1, looking to go up by 4 scores and pick up a huge lead extended here with 6:09 to go in the first half as the Owls eye their first win at the FBS level against a non-conference opponent. Butch Jones, Arkansas State, first true road game. Took on the Arkansas Razorbacks in Little Rock a couple of weeks ago. 71 newcomers, including a whole slew of newcomers defensively, just one returning starter. Heavy set here for KSU. First and goal. Odom loses the football on the ground. Oh, goodness. Does Arkansas State come up with it? They do. The Red Wolves
Arkansas State
pick up the loose ball. Gavin Ransaw.
Recovered by the defense. First down, Arkansas State.
And A-State has its first turnover of the ball game. They call it a game of inches, Caleb O'Neill.
They do. Looked like it surprised him on the snap there. Wasn't ready for it. Big man ready to roll.
Red Wolves get the football back.
I'm consumer investigator Dale Cardwell. I've done the research. Honest plumbing service begins with Superior Plumbing.
Come on in.
For emergency repairs, upgrades, and ongoing maintenance, Superior Plumbing delivers reliable service at a fair price.
When you're in a panic and you need to call somebody, we call it Superior Plumbing. Great, thank you. That's a relief.
Plus, it's all backed by my Make It Right guarantee.
As student athletes, we push ourselves to be our best.
On and off the field.
When the game is on the line, mental health matters.
It's okay not to be okay.
Of the 500,000 student athletes in the NCAA,
nearly 20% say they are suffering from depression or anxiety.
It is time to break the stigma.
Strong minds lead to strong performances.
Let's support each other and talk about mental health.
Together, there are no limits on us.
A Fifth Third Better means we give 166.7%.
Who's a good boy, Parson?
I am good boy.
That's right. And why?
Because I bank a Fifth Third Better.
Wait, what?
5/3 equals 166.7%, so they put 166.7% into everything they do.
Okay, what is happening?
I'll tell you what's happening. Free checking, no hidden fees, and identity theft protection. Now, let's get rid of Cat, please.
What?
This is banking a Fifth Third Better.
At Georgia Natural Gas, we know there's strength in numbers, like 500 million. Through Greener Life, we've removed 500 million pounds of carbon from the atmosphere in only 5 years. To celebrate, we're making Greener Life even greener. G&G is committed to certified low-emissions gas. Now all Greener Life customers get the benefit of reducing their carbon footprint at home and where the gas is produced. There's never been a better time to join Greener Life.
Arkansas State, from inside its own 1, takes advantage of trouble with his snap. Rants off for the Red Wolves on a first-and-goal situation after replay upheld the call on a Diggs rush just shy of the end zone. And every inch matters in this game. A-State comes up with it and keeps it a 21-0 lead for Kennesaw State over Butch Jones and the Arkansas State Red Wolves. So Rayner takes the snap out of his own end zone. And movement up front.
Penalty flag on the play.
Savvy move there by the veteran quarterback and offensive staff there to
Offside. Defense, number 6, entered the neutral zone, causing the offensive player to react. 5-yard penalty. First down.
to go on 2 backed up deep in your own territory after a turnover. That's a little chip off the block of momentum, right? The Owls have carried the momentum this entire game. The defense has been, for the Owls, have been pretty lights out. You get them on their heels, you catch them off guard, and now I think at some point here you got to take a shot to try to just yank a big chunk of momentum back.
Arkansas State has no passes 15 yards or longer in this ball game. On the ground, Clay, 2 hands on the rock, and he rumbles to the 12. It's 2nd and short.
The handoff is to Kenyon Clay.
And right here, Nolan, would be a perfect.
Clay a little shaken up on the play. Arkansas State already thinner at running back, with Jaquez Cross out for the year.
And right here would be a perfect opportunity to take a shot. You just sub the guy out, you get your guys a little breather, have some better pass protection, and it's 2nd and 1. You have the ability in the room to take a chance.
Severson in motion. Spencer on the handoff, breaks a few tackles. Look at him churn those legs. Devin Spencer, the sophomore out of Tampa, fights his way to the 24.
Maybe recant what I said there, Nolan. If you're getting movement like that from your whole offensive line and gaps big enough you could drive a truck through it, I'd hand the ball off too.
So it's Spencer, a running back that Arkansas State is high on again. Just a sophomore out of Sumner High School. 1st and 10 for A-State following the fumble recovery at its own 1. Another handoff, and Spencer's clogged that time, but the second effort burst as he dives out near the 30.
Not much running room in the middle. He's met by Carlin Benyard.
Spencer thwarts another attempt at a tackle for loss for the KSU defense. And that split zone play they're running there so far tonight has been their biggest and best bet to gain some yardage and to get some movement up front.
And Rayner audibles out of the empty set, pulling Spencer in the backfield with him, sidecar right. 2nd down. 4-man rush. Spencer down the middle, open man, shy of the sticks. Garland, Benyard, Barron, Hobson swarm into the tackle after the catch from Summers.
And if you pick up the 3rd down here, Nolan, it's little bit by little bit, moving it down the field, giving your offense as a whole a little more confidence and building up their momentum, right? Maybe not momentum, but something to give them a little bit of energy and fuel to really go for a whole field drive here.
Corey Rucker quiet today, Sin in motion. They go to Rucker with the catch, and Rucker spins forward, and he has a 1st down. Rucker just 1 catch a week ago. The young man playing his 50th career game, and the active career leader in the FBS in receiving yards, over 3,000 in his career, picks up a big 3rd down for A-State.
And that's what you do, Nolan. You rely on your go-to guys in moments where we can't afford another punt, another giving the ball back to the Owls. So who do you go to? You go to your go-to guy in traffic on a 3rd down, and if you can catch like that.
You talked about Butch Jones and his time a couple of years in Nick Saban in Alabama. Saban always said those situations you think of the players, not necessarily the plays. As Spencer only gets a couple there.
That's exactly right. It doesn't matter what ball or what level of ball you're playing. You look for who is my guy or who are my guys and how can I get them the football. And right there, a perfect example of it. Of You run a little mesh concept underneath. They're in zone coverage. He sits it down like he's supposed to, gets the ball, cuts upfield to pick up that extra yard to pick up the first. Give it to your players.
Rayner, a bit of an errant pass there. Spencer couldn't bring it in. Barron Hobson, a heat-seeking missile over his shoulder. And it's 3rd and 8.
And that one is fairly comparable to the Owls quarterback last drive, where he tried to push that ball and rushed it a little bit, and it was off target. Rayner had pressure. He pulled it just a little bit as he was trying to get it out quick, knowing it was a short pass with some touch. And those ones are some of the hardest ones. The little touch pass, that's what really separates some of the goods from the greats.
Rayner 8 of 14 tonight. Arkansas State looking for its 3rd first down of the drive. Pocket collapsing. Rayner evading the rush. Dancing out. Still looking downfield. He throws wide of Spencer again, and it's 4th down.
And you can see the effort by Rayner there just to extend the play, knowing how bad they need it here. He made the whole KSU defensive line miss almost there, and just lays off a little bit low with his elbow and his wrist. Didn't get on top of that ball to really drive it home and be as precise and accurate as he'd hoped to be, leading to another punt.
Waller tasked to punt again. Benyard to receive, 56 punt return yards here tonight, but won't get a crack at this one as it lands right along the sideline. Tavion Lawson pushed near the pigskin there, and that sets us right on the dot at the 2-minute timeout. Same score for the end of the first, 21-0 Kennesaw State in the lead. Owls have the ball when we come back. Arkansas State playing its first game ever against Kennesaw State, down 21-0. Could have been worse if it wasn't for this. Alexander Diggs went to review, ruled just short of the end zone. Call was upheld. This happened on the very next play. First and goal. Uh-oh, trouble with the snap. And A-State recovers. Gavin Ransaw preserving the deficit at 21-0. For Kennesaw State, that was the score to the first quarter, Kayla, in which the Owls had 225 yards of offense. You see them coughing up the football, something they haven't done much of going into this ball game. And 70 yards here in the second quarter, but with the football here, a chance to go up by 4 scores.
And don't forget, there was also a turnover on downs on the 4th down touch pass that was just out of the reach of Christian Moss.
Very close to a potentially 35-0 ball game here. But A-State trying to hang into it. Amari Odom, meanwhile, finding a crease, and Odom squeezes ahead for a first down.
About tricked me there on the power read, as Alexander Diggs looked like he had it trucking his way to the sideline over here.
Odom escaping, throwing, flag down, snared by Gabe Binyard, who's pushed out of bounds. Flag back in the pocket, though.
Yeah, I believe that's going to be a hold. Saw some arms get outside the frame of the body as guys redirected.
Holding. Offense, number 56, 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. First down.
This is on Jadarius Lee, the left tackle.
And you see here, he's blocking, doing well on the outside, gets his arm around his back, another one across the chest as number 4, Brian Whitehead, tries to redirect and go make a play on Amari Odom. And that one's going to get called every time, especially you get a hook around the back and your left arm gets extended outside the frame and that jersey gets pulled, gets you every time.
Whitehead, the lone returning starter on defense from a year ago, preseason all Sun Belt. His defensive end spot. First and long for Odom and the Owls. Throwing high pass, tipped in the air, and it's caught by Gabe Binyard. It's been that type of game for Gabe Binyard, and he pulls down the rebound.
Tip drill, sound the alarm, and that Amari Odom put some heat on this ball. The first one, the first tip before it got to Gabe Binyard.
And Whitehead gets to him that time. Owls look to go quickly, but Whitehead puts it to a halt.
Now Whitehead went just a little bit quicker, kind of like the old commercials. You got to be quicker than that. Whitehead all over Odom in the backfield.
Second and long. Odom down the middle, caught for a first down. Christian Moss, a chain mover for the black and gold. Kennesaw State with it at the 25 as Moss has another snag.
Great protection there by the Kennesaw State front 4, front 5, allowing him to sit in the pocket and deliver the ball down the field.
Odom goes down and the ball comes out. Arkansas State sacks Amari Odom and has its second fumble recovery of the afternoon.
Rolling on the field is a fumble, recovered by the defense. First down, Arkansas State.
Ethan Hassler battled a knee injury each of the last 2 years. A huge play for the Red Wolves. Following the strip sack from the corner, Trenton Allen Yao.
Those cornerback blitzes are deadly, especially from the quarterback position, because you see the defense set before you even snap the ball. You snap the ball, and if you're not peeping that right side, which Amari Odom wasn't because all of his concepts were on the left, he was looking down the middle of the field, working left. And now, granted, it's not your blind side, but that cornerback can get lost in the shuffle, especially as he starts to scream off the edge and get kind of tucked in behind that defensive end.
Red Wolves have all 3 timeouts. Rayner dials up a completion across the 35-yard line to Jabari Bush, the tight end.
Time for the Red Wolves to go fast, too.
5, Hamilton, the nickelback, there for KSU. Second and short. Rayner, another short pass. Nice move from Summers, who shimmies his way to the 45-yard line. Again, all 3 timeouts for Arkansas State, and one of the best kickers in the Sun Belt. Clock ticking. Rayner, clean pocket, deep pass down the middle, has Bush inside the 30.
And you can't keep a man down for long, Nolan. It's moments like this that, as a staff of Arkansas State, you're waiting for it. You're just, when is it going to finally start clicking? And sometimes it takes a 2-minute drill.
Arkansas State calls their first time out of the half. 30 seconds.
That 2-minute drill really prime your pump, and especially if you get a throw like this from your quarterback down the field, hits your receiver in the window. Great grab by tight end Jabari Bush to get in field goal range and hang on to that football.
28-yard pass, the longest of the game for Jalen Rayner. Again, it's to Jabari Bush. And it'll be with 3 catches on the year, 2 catches this drive.
Hey, you look for your players, don't you? But, you know, that's huge right there, especially here at the end of the half. 17 seconds left. Have the potential to potentially get out of here with maybe 3 points at the least, depending on execution. That's all you can ask for with how this first half has gone for Arkansas State.
Hanging in here. Each team scoreless in the second quarter. Rayner looking down the right side into tight coverage, and it's Jericho Washington, the corner, breaking it up for KSU.
Now that looked very dangerous there for a second for everybody. There was guys getting twisted up in the air, and 50-50 ball with Jericho Washington Jr. making a fantastic play on that to come back around after he got beat to recover, get his hands on that football and strip it out and almost intercept it.
Coaching staff said he had his best week of practice to date. They really complimented the practice habits of the secondary, so they're extremely competitive this week. 12 seconds to go. Second down, 2 timeouts. Rayner on a short crossing route and a nice play by 5 Hamilton. Chauncey Cobb quickly brought to the ground, and Butch Jones calls the timeout with 7 seconds to go.
Arkansas State calls their second timeout of the half. 30 seconds.
And Rayner had a wheel route on the far side, Nolan. I don't know if you saw it, but the saying for quarterbacks is if he's even, he's leaving. And the receiver was dead even with the cornerback. And it might have been an outside linebacker screaming down the sideline. So potential missed opportunity there. But here you got to think, right? You've got 7 seconds.
Operator, please place 8 seconds on the game clock. 8 seconds on the game clock, please.
Check that, 8 seconds. You talk to Auburn or Alabama, 1 second really is a big deal there at the end of a game or a half. But I think that second is huge because 7, you feel a little squirrely about running another play because the average play time in college football, I believe, is about 7.5 seconds. So you get an extra second added, still have a timeout. So if you have a quick hitter that happens fast, you have a guy that's going on a vert, if you get a single coverage or something, hey, give him a 50-50 ball. But if you don't, then you work your concept, get the ball out quick on the short side, call timeout, and get your field goal unit out.
Game clock to 8 seconds.
So I would look at the bottom of the screen here. We got number 3, one of Arkansas State's hammer of a wide receiver, Hunter Summers, lined up in with Jericho Washington Jr. of the Owls. The Owls have 2 high safeties there at around the 10, 11-yard line.
On the game clock, please. 8 seconds on the game clock.
If the Owls
right on the sideline.
Yeah. And if the Owls shift right pre-snap and they go to single high coverage or those safeties roll away, he'll go quickly to 3. And if he doesn't, I'd like to see him go to the top of the field and work a quick concept.
Flags down.
False start. Offense, number 52. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
That's on Mason Myers. See 52, the center, called for the false start.
It looked like he may have sat a little deeper in his stance. And if we had the angle of the referee, you might have been able to see him move his head or something, but I still think the same concept here.
Rayner throws, end zone, double coverage, Summers bobbling. Summers coming down with it for the A-State touchdown. Flag down on the play.
Pass interference. Defense, number 1. That penalty's declined. Result of the play is a touchdown.
Who says Autumn's supposed to start? It's still Summer. Hunter Summers. Look at this. Rayner with the heave. And the Red Wolves, just before the horn, score for the first time tonight.
And while the Owls didn't shift the back end of their defense, they still went to their guy on the corner, on the edge. You look for the players when you need a play made, not a play, Nolan.
Kennesaw State led after the first quarter 21-0. A turnover on downs inside the 25, a strip sack inside the 25, a fumble at the 1-yard line. A-State has hung in there. withstood those early blows and scores for the first time. 28 yards through the air. Extra point is good from Clune Van Andel. And it's a 21-7 ball game. 6 plays, 71 yards, 51 seconds off the clock. Boy, and if there ever was a gotta-have-it drive for Arkansas State in this ball game, how about that? Pulling some MO going into halftime.
And kudos to Jalen Rayner there as he pushed the ball down the field all the way down, and then he lays that ball out there where only his receiver, Hunter Summers, could have caught that ball in the midst of all the traffic, and then Summers full extension. That is such a hard ball to hang on to and control through the ground. And that's what we've expected to see more of throughout this game, Nolan, is pushing the ball down the field, letting the wide receivers and tight ends of the Red Wolves get the ball in space and move around. And that's all you could ask for to go into half with a drive and a play like that.
Butch Jones says it was a workman-like attitude in practice this week. And there was a period right there where Arkansas State was workman-like on that scoring drive, the 28-yard touchdown pass. The Way State fans are happy to see that. Not sure Butch Jones is too happy about much on the sideline there. 2 seconds to go here. Clayton Amaya with a kickoff for the Red Wolves. Pooches it. Chase Belcher on the return. Belcher cuts upfield, and that sends us into halftime. Kennesaw State looking to move to 2-0 at home for the first time in a few years. Holds a 21-7 lead at the break, but the Red Wolves score right before the horn.
That is the end of the first half.
Butch Jones heads to the sideline, and Maria Martin is down on the field with Jerry Mack to gather his thoughts going into the break.
Jerry Mack making a quick pit stop with the head official there, the 30-yard line.
Plenty to talk about coming up at halftime, including some important messages from Fifth Third and the Wallens family. But before that, though, we will get the thoughts of Kennesaw State's first-year head coach, Jerry Mack. He and the Owls lead 21-7 over his alma mater, Arkansas State, at the half. And Maria Martin is down in the end zone with Jerry Mack. We'll send it down to Maria.
Coach Mack, Arkansas State scores just before halftime. How do you clean things up to get back to where you were in the first quarter?
We got to go back to playing focus and discipline like we did in the first quarter. That whole second quarter was a debacle as far as ball handling, balls on the ground, turnovers, like not being very detailed. Like those are the things we just can't have happen.
You're still having a quarterback battle go on. Amari Odom has 2 touchdowns through the game so far. What would you assess of his play?
Amari's been doing really good. You know, he's been managing the offense very well. Like, we feel like our tempo is really what we want it to be at. So we're going to keep rolling with him as long as he's healthy.
Coach, thanks. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you, Maria. Halftime here in the SAW. Conference USA against the Sun Belt. All Owls early, but Arkansas State with turnovers and finding the end zone for the first time, making it 21-7 here at the break.
Here with Fifth Third Bank Regional President Randy Kaporik. Randy, how are you today?
I'm doing great. Pleasure to be here.
It's always fun to talk to you, especially at Fifth Third Day, at Fifth Third Stadium. It's just a great environment today, and it continues a long partnership.
It really does. We're really excited about this opportunity. Each and every year, the season getting ready to get underway. There's a lot of energy in the building here at Fifth Third Stadium, and really excited about what this upcoming season has to offer.
Fifth Third Bank, Fifth Third has been a partner with Kennesaw State, especially with KSU football, since it was a hatchling in the nest, and we've talked about that before.
Yeah.
And then recently in 2023, the partnership extended through 2030. What all goes into it?
Yeah, well, you really look at trying to, create a partnership with people you have shared values with, and what we see at this university, and strong trajectory of growth, really core student population, alumni base that's really passionate about the university. So that, for us, it's a great way to be a part of that. It was an honor to be a part of getting this launched, and now we're really excited about taking it to the next level here in Conference USA.
Now, you did that in the first year in Conference USA. There's certainly some highlights and the national prominence that comes with it, too.
Absolutely. You really talk about elevating not only the brand, but just everything around the college experience for these kids and alumni. I think a lot of people are excited about this transition.
And with that experience, you're excited about the game day experience here at Fifth Third Stadium. What's new this year?
Absolutely. In addition to some of the fun things we try to do with the Fifth Third helmet shuffle, we've got on-field events happening. You'll see book scholarships given out to students, things like that. So we're really going to try to look for ways to engage the fans. We've got some things coming up too we'd like to do with Fifth Third customers and Fifth Third card holders, to some unique perks here in the stadium throughout the season.
Well, we're excited for that, and we'll certainly keep tuned to that. Randy, thanks so much for joining us today, and thank you to Fifth Third for being such a great partner.
Absolutely. Go Owls.
scenic shot here in Kennesaw, Georgia. Fifth Third Stadium at Wallens Family Field. Kennesaw State with a 21-7 lead over Arkansas State in a Conference USA versus Sun Belt Conference showdown. A lot of new things going on in 2025 for the Owls, including the newly named Wallens Family Field. Let's get to know this fantastic family and more of why they made the decision to support Kennesaw State.
Truth is, I never imagined that we'd be able to do this in a million years. So being able to support the university in this way is just a real honor. I'm extremely grateful to be able to do this.
I just thought it would be such an honor to have our name on a field, which is great. That's a legacy, but also, too, to help the students out.
Well, I think it's the culture of entrepreneurship that drives me in the university. In spite of all the adversity, it was a junior college, into a college, into a university, and seeing it be able to achieve its vision at every single point has just been really motivating. And doing it through that mindset that no barrier is going to stop us, we're going to keep finding ways around it, continue to grow and develop, and that makes it easy to support a university.
You know, I was telling my daughter, we're all different, but we have one thing in common, and that is we're all going to leave this earth with nothing. So why don't you just leave it a little better?
It's just one of these once-in-a-lifetime opportunities. Yeah. And I'm an under-the-radar guy, so having the name on the field was the hardest thing. And to be honest with you, Donna is just a huge supporter, and it's also our family legacy because I've been running a business here in Cobb County for 41 years, and it's just a prideful moment to be able to do this as everybody giving back.
So hope you enjoy that on the Wallens Family Field here in Kennesaw. Nice work there, Brian Dykstra, with that video. Halftime in the song. 21-7, Owls of the Red Wolves will break down the first half action when we come back. Sun Belt Conference at Conference USA tonight. Kennesaw State out of CUSA in its second year in the league with a 21-7 lead over Arkansas State here at the break. And with that, we'll check our Conference USA scoreboard. This one of a handful of matchups between the two leagues. How about that? The newcomer Delaware, the Blue Hens, lighting up Vice City 24-7 at the break. Jacksonville State, a bit of a slow start against Murray State out of the FCS. A delay with Marshall in the lead at Middle Tennessee. Blue Raiders looking to pick up back-to-back wins. They beat Nevada last week, who's tied with Western Kentucky. Missouri State, fellow newcomer in the league, up on Tennessee Martin. Though they're delayed out in Springfield. And a future Sun Belt matchup, Southern Miss and Louisiana Tech, all knotted up at 7. Keep an eye on those scores this evening. When we come back, we'll be set for the second half. Kennesaw State and Arkansas State, the final 30 minutes coming up following this. Fourteen-point lead for Kennesaw State against Arkansas State, with these squads wrapping up non-conference play this evening. Night has fallen upon us here at Fifth Third Stadium. Let's take a look back here at what transpired in the first half. Nolan Alexander with Caleb O'Neill, and it was a hot start for the Owls, Caleb. Kennesaw State forcing 3 and outs on the first 3 possessions, and then Amari Odom, Gabe Binyard wide open. Quickly, 7-0 Owls, and then Alexander Diggs dragging a defender into the end zone, and Amari Odom says, hey, I like the thought of that. He tumbles forward. It's 21-0 Kennesaw State. Odom and the Owls feeling themselves. Oh, not so fast, my friend. Kennesaw State moved the football, but then struggled here with miscues.
They did, Nolan, and it was a tale of two quarters there in the first 2 quarters, with miscues with the overthrow for the end zone, the fumble there we just saw, and then the strip sack there. The Owls had it rolling, and then things started to shift a little bit. They gave the Red Wolves a little bit of momentum, and then all of a sudden you put together a 6-play, 72-yard drive, capped off with a touchdown grab right there by Hunter Summers. You never know, Nolan, the second half, flip the coin, who's going to have the hot hand.
Kennesaw State over 350 total yards, but Arkansas State, as you just said, picked up a lot of momentum going into halftime. The Red Wolves have really struggled on third downs. That's helped keep these Owls scoring drives alive. So after Kennesaw State won the coin toss for the 4th time this year, elected to defer, it's Arkansas State to kick it off to Davis Bryson, the former quarterback turned wideout, and Tykeem Wallace. And here we go, second half underway from the SAW. And that'll be taken for a touchback. For more on the Red Wolves message at halftime, here's Maria Martin. Maria.
Nolan, you guys were talking about momentum. I talked to Arkansas State head coach Butch Jones about what happened with 2 seconds left in the first half. He said, this is a game of momentum, and we have to ride that touchdown to Hunter Summers. He said, now it becomes a 30-minute football game, and to play it 1 snap at a time. He said, we didn't play complimentary football at all in the first half. In fact, he said we were really bad on all 3 phases. That touchdown was very big for them, and he wants his guys to pay attention and build some momentum off of that final 2 seconds of the first half.
Thank you, Maria. And now hearing from both head coaches, Jerry Mack before halftime, and Maria's message there from Butch Jones. Both coaches keeping it brutally honest at halftime.
Oh, yeah. And it's just been a brutal game so far. Just good football, bad football, like I said earlier, tell of each side of the ball and each side of the quarters. You get 30 minutes to reprove yourself and reestablish yourself here.
Second time that Diggs has rushed for 9 yards tonight. That's his 7th carry of the ball game, and they go back to the former Gwinnett County running back of the year out of Brookwood High School. The former Bronco bursts forward for a first down.
And after that halftime, the Owls coming out fast. You got to get that energy. You got to get a banana, get a little fruit snack. Time to rock and roll.
Diggs squeezes through the hole and climbs forward to about the 42. Ethan Hassler, who had that fumble recovery on the strip sack late in the second, there for the Red Wolf tackle.
And circling back to Coach Butch Jones there, spoken like a true veteran football coach.
Oh, yeah.
He's coached a time or two, been in a couple games like this, and we'll see how his defense responds here.
2nd and 6. Blitz coming. Quick pass. Gabe Binyard, two-handed catch, and he quickly turns upfield. Breaks the tackle, and he's inside Arkansas State territory, tackled by A.J. McGee. Here go the Owls quickly to the line.
And there comes the screenplay back in. It was on the wrong shoulder, but give it to a guy like Gabe Binyard, he turned something into nothing.
Saw the Owls go to that screen pass quite frequently to Tykeem Wallace midway through the second quarter. First down, here's the linebackers creep up, and here they come against Odom. Odom tucks forward. Makes a couple of men miss and coughs up the football, picked up by Arkansas State at the 40-yard line, and the Red Wolves recover another fumble. It's Trenton Allen Yao who forced a fumble against Odom in the second quarter.
First down, Arkansas State.
I'd be willing to watch this replay here to see if his knee may have been down. It looked like it might have been to me, but that view right there, that's a fumble all day long. Great play by Yao there. And the whole Arkansas State defense to pursue the quarterback, to get their hand in there on the ball. Textbook defense.
See the offense hanging out on the field, seeing if a replay would come.
And a bit uncharacteristic of the Owls, Nolan, that's their 3rd fumble tonight. That's been lost. And as you see on the graphic there, they've only had 1 before tonight.
Through 3 games and then 3 here in less than 3 quarters. Can Jalen Rayner and the Red Wolves capitalize on plus field position at the Kennesaw State 49, coming off a scoring drive to cap off the first half? Rayner looking for the big pass, absorbs a hit, home run ball for Summers, and he hauls it in inside the 10. Another long connection from Rayner to Summers. 1st and goal, A-State.
And Summers did a fantastic job. As you'll see here, once the ball gets thrown, you see him shield the defender from the football, turn his shoulders, and make it to where Jericho Washington Jr. had no opportunity or ability to get his hand in there to make a play on that ball. A veteran move by the sophomore receiver there.
43 yards through the air, 1st and goal for the Red Wolves, who trailed 21-0 after the first quarter. Spencer the tailback, Rucker in motion. Rayner, open man, it's caught by the tight end who stopped a little short. Tyler Fortenberry, the transfer from Vandy. 2nd and goal, Milan Jones quickly there for KSU.
Yeah, and regardless of what happens here, that's a great play by Milan Jones on a big tight end to bring him down and give up not a single yard after the catch. But that's a touchdown play. That's a short yardage in the red zone touchdown play that they work on week after week.
Rayner, keeper, cuts upfield. He's in the end zone. Touchdown, Red Wolves. Jalen Rayner, who's led Arkansas State in rushing the last 2 games, makes it a 1-score ball game here in the 3rd.
Rely on your playmakers to make plays when you need them. Give Rayner the ball on the 2-yard line. Let him do his thing. Make a play. Pick up a read. And you see it here. He realizes he's not going to be able to get outside. Sticks his foot in the ground and takes a hit. But that's what you expect out of your veteran QB. put his shoulder down and get in the box.
Scores 6, then goes for the dunk. Van Andel on for the PAT, 21-14. We have ourselves a 7-point ball game. Less than 3 minutes into the third. Arkansas State takes advantage of another turnover, and Rayner scores.
At Ed Voiles, we're more than just a dealership. We're about serving others, family, friends, our community, and a family that's had the privilege to serve people like you since 1952. Ed Voiles Automotive, your family of dealerships.
Moving the whole world forward starts by pushing yourself. Reaching for the strength to turn what could be into what is. Digging deep, blazing trails, and never going it alone. It's who we are, and it's what keeps us all rising. Determination, that's our tradition.
In Conference USA, unity, solidarity, and respect are more than just words. They are values to live by. When we embrace our differences, we become stronger and lift each other up. Together, we can be unstoppable. Join us in championing diversity, equity, and inclusion in college athletics and beyond. Now is the time to make a difference. This is our chance to make a better tomorrow, because when we work together as one, we can achieve greatness. Together, there are no limits on us.
When you have more time being a person than a patient, it means more firsts, relationships, and connections. At Wellstar, our network of over 7,000 doctors and nurses design care around your unique needs, so you can enjoy more of what you love. Because one destination for care means more time with the ones you care about most. Wellstar, more than healthcare, people care.
At Ed Voiles, we're more than just a dealership. We're about serving others, family, friends, our community, and a family that's had the privilege to serve people like you since 1952. Ed Voiles Automotive, your family of dealerships.
Arkansas State forces a fumble, third fumble of the night for Kennesaw State. And how about this? Jalen Rayner right after that. Sudden change, taking the shot for his favorite target tonight. Summers pulls it in. And then shortly after, number one, calling number one into the end zone, 21-14. A whole new ball game after Arkansas State trailed 21-0 after the first. Butch Jones, fifth year, veteran coach. An area he's improved on so much in the program. As he's grown a program, get more veteran teams, right? You become better in those one-score games. 7-1 last year. You go back to 22's second year, they had the lead 8 times in the fourth quarter, but still struggled in one-score games. And here they are, cutting the deficit down to 7. Bryson backpedals, and Davis Bryson, the former quarterback, brings it out for Kennesaw State. Bryson tightropes his way near the 30. Cody Jones, the returner, out today for Kennesaw State. So can this OW offense, the question it really isn't can they move the football, can they hold on to the football, Caleb?
Sure enough, they haven't been able to last few times they've had the football. But if they can, they've proven it, Nolan, they can push the ball down the field, they can run the football, and quarterback Amari Odom, as long as he can hang on to that thing, you better not let him get outside the box.
3 turnovers and a turnover on downs all have occurred in plus territory. No punts tonight for KSU.
The previous play is under review for potential targeting.
So we'll get another look here to see if there's targeting on the play.
Those plays down the sideline where you have a guy coming perpendicular to the running angle of the ball carrier are tough ones in instances like this. Now, granted, it didn't look in the moment as it was, but we couldn't see very well from all the helmets, but that does look like targeting to me. That the criteria, launching, leading with the crown of the helmet, striking in the head and neck area.
Check, check, check.
Yeah, then those are bright green check marks like the emoji on your iPhone. But yeah, I don't see how they're gonna not uphold this one.
And that's Jordan Sample, 44. for Arkansas State.
And like I was saying, those sideline hits are the ones where it's so easy as a defender to have the angle, know your ball carrier has nowhere to go, and really try to change the game, add to the momentum of a big hit on the sideline on a kickoff after a score. And then the running back lowers his shoulder, ducks his head a little bit to protect himself. And then if you come off on your toes like that and get extended and you strike in the head and neck area, chances are they're gonna get you for this one.
So to recap, there was not a flag on the play. This went to replay to see if there was targeting on the play, and by all means right there, it looks pretty clear cut. There's Davis Bryson getting his first action as a returner, receiving the football. He's been out there on kickoff returns this year, but former quarterback elected to stay with Kennesaw State through the coaching change and a position change. And he has drawn so much praise from his coaching staff and teammates, how he's carried himself, how he's handled this position change. First time in his football career that he's not playing quarterback.
And that's an interesting position to be in.
After video review, personal foul, targeting. Kicking team number 44 with the crown of the helmet. 15-yard penalty will be added to the end of the run. First down, Kennesaw State. Number 44 is disqualified from the game.
So the targeting on Jordan Sample moves the football for Kennesaw State near the 45. Here it is with a crown.
You see it right there. He lowers his head. You can even see it compress his own helmet down into the back of his shoulder pads. While there are mixed reviews and mixed feelings about how targeting and the penalty and the ejection, that right there is how someone can get seriously injured and why they have added this penalty and this review into the game.
Blitz coming. Odom tucks up the middle. Odom across midfield, and Odom forward for a first down at the A-State 45.
Hang on to that football, PD. I'm sure the offensive staff is screaming that as Odom takes off running with the ball there, but they drop in zone coverage and open up the middle. Take it, young man.
Coleman Bennett takes the handoff, searching forward near the 40.
And the Owls going so fast, the chain gang can't even keep up on the far sideline over there.
Odom has a lot of time. Darts one to the right side, and a scooping catch by Christian Moss. The fifth snack for Moss, coming off a career high 6 catches for 68 last week.
And Moss is getting real accustomed to catching those low balls and getting his arms and hands underneath.
Might be trying out for shortstop in the baseball team this spring. 1st and 10 here for KSU. Moss now. A career high in receiving yards.
And Moss is getting single coverage here on the near side. There's a chance they may look at him here soon.
Odom tucking. And Odom, see the extra effort, able to glide forward for another couple of yards. It's Javonte Mackey once again for Arkansas State, who continues to pace the Red Wolves. That's 11 tackles.
And Mackey, he's a force to be reckoned with on this Red Wolf defense. As Amari Odom, has a little bit of a limp there. Maybe, I don't know, I don't want to speculate anything, but stretching his leg there, maybe need to get some more H2O.
Mackey made the move from defensive end to linebacker in camp this year. Coleman Bennett lowers the shoulder pads, and 3rd down upcoming for the Owls. Mackey, a bounce-back returner for Arkansas State. Began his career for the Red Wolves 22 and 23, freshman All-American, transferred to Memphis. Didn't play for the Tigers. A non-contact ACL injury, special teams drill in spring ball of 24. He's come back to Arkansas State here in 2025, something Butch Jones says, hey, that's got to be a privilege. To come back to a program, you got to leave it in the right way. And Mackey's been welcomed back, and he's an impact player in this defense. Big down here, 3rd and 4 for Kennesaw State, having led 21-0 after the first quarter. And Jerry Mack takes the timeout.
And give you a second to think about it and let your quarterback catch a breather.
Their first time out of the half. 30 seconds.
So we'll step aside while Mac and the Owls think this one over. Key third down upcoming for Kennesaw State in the lead at the Red Wolf 25. Kennesaw State with a quarterback competition entering the ball game tonight. And we've only seen one quarterback. That's number 2, Amari Odom, surpassing his career high that he had Wofford against Gardner-Webb, 260 yards. He has 271 tonight. He set the Kennesaw State single-game record with 19 completions, 19 of 24. He's engineered this offense well, has struggled holding on to the football, and he's got a big 3rd and short upcoming.
He does, Nolan, and a moment like this, you want to put the ball in your quarterback's hands, and you have time to talk it over. And Coach Mattioli talked about it this week when we talked with him. The reason he likes being on the sideline is it's moments like this he can look into his quarterback's eyes and feel the energy from the QB, from the offense, and from the game.
Red Wolves coming. They float it out. Nice catch. Coleman Bennett makes a man miss down the sideline, and Bennett has a 1st and goal for KSU.
And there was one of those touch passes that Odom has been struggling with all night, just puts it right out there in front of Coleman Bennett and then lets your guy do his thing as he works his way down the sideline.
Goal to go from the 10 for Kennesaw State. Owls 2 of 3 in red zone opportunities. Had trouble with the snap on a 1st and goal in the 2nd quarter. Odom feeling some heat, throws for the end zone, tight coverage, incomplete. Looking for Gerard Bullock on the play. And it's the safety, Malachi Whedon, breaking it up.
And the motion from Gabe Binyard early caused the back half of the defense to shift, and a great play there to break that pass up. They ran a really nifty formation with that motion to shift everything and allowed the tight end from the backside to leak into the front side, and that was a great play to break that up.
Coleman Bennett takes the handoff, makes a man miss. Coleman Bennett eyeing the end zone, and he scoots in. Touchdown, Owls. It's Bennett on the ground for the 2nd time this year, and Kennesaw State out in front, 27-14.
Make a guy miss and race to the pylon. That's all you can ask for as a running back. As somebody that's watching the game of football, that likes football, that's an exciting moment for the Kennesaw State offense and for this game here.
4th in Conference USA in forced missed tackles in the season. And the Fort Lauderdale native, son of a longtime NFL vet, able to scoot in the end zone Brenton Williams tacks on the PAT. 28-14, Kennesaw State at home. Bennett takes the handoff, bursts through the right side, takes it in. Coleman Bennett has been praised as an aggressive runner for Kennesaw State. This was a third down. Hauls in the lot from Amari Odom, makes it a 1st and goal. And then Coleman Bennett, 2 plays later, look at him go, making men miss, dashing for the pylon. He's in for his 2nd score of the season, Caleb.
And he's balling here, and especially on that drive, and the running back room tonight has been fantastic. And if you see Coleman Bennett there, he's forced 10 missed tackles before the game tonight. That's 4th in Conference USA. That's all you can ask for from a running back that's 6 foot 210. Get behind your pads, make a guy miss, and like you saw in that last play, win the race to the corner of the end zone and get 6 on the board.
Yeah, that number's jumping up after this contest. Linder backpedals and a touchback. Let's send it down to the sidelines and visit with Maria Martin. Maria.
Hey, Nolan, we talked so much about the Kennesaw State quarterbacks this evening, but Jalen Rayner, the starting quarterback for Arkansas State, received a lot of praise from his head coach, Butch Jones, when we talked to him earlier this week. He said his investment into this organization is, quote, remarkable. Here's maybe the best part. Each week he brings a different facet of the organization, donuts. One day he walked in to the coaches' offices with donuts for them. He called him a CEO quarterback, and he really likes the way he owns the position, and I think the donuts probably help a little bit too, Nolan.
We'll take some with sprinkles next week, Jalen. Thanks for that report there, Maria. It's just a veteran quarterback. Butch Jones remarked the night before games, he'll stand up to the whole team and he'll go through the keys to victory. Jones says, I hope everyone's watching and witnessing how special that is. You don't see that all too often, but that's a common hookup as he finds Chauncey Cobb down the middle plus a penalty.
And Chauncey Cobb's a guy that Coach Butch Jones talked about, his resiliency, Nolan.
Yeah, that was a big word.
He hammered that home, that he is one of the most resilient young men on this team and someone that basically got it from the ground up and worked his tail off.
Targeting, defense number 3. Previous play is under review.
A targeting call against the safety Antonio Stevens, the Nashville native and transfer from Purdue. First year of the program, 10 starts last year of the Boilermakers. And Arkansas State was just billed for a targeting on the previous drive for KSU, and now one called against the Owls.
And I didn't see it in the moment, but again, we missed it earlier, and we'll see it here. He lowers his head. Oh, Yep. Again, there was no launching, but that was 100% leading with the crown.
And here's a tough break for Stevens, too. Cobb lowers his helmet. Cobb's listed 5'6".
Yes.
Listed 5'6" on the roster. So when Cobb goes down, there's not much room between the grass and the top of Chauncey Cobb.
That's exactly right. And football is a game of low man wins. And in this instance, it's probably going to be the case again in that Chauncey Cobb was so much lower that when you do lower down to make a tackle, there's going to be some bumping around, and there's a chance it's going to be, to quote a movie here, ejectocito, cuz.
If so, it's a targeting against each team. For Stevens, the veteran, he played a lot of football for the Boilermakers. 13 starts in 5 seasons, 40 games for Purdue. And it's Rayner who hooks up with his roommate. Chauncey Cobb on the connection there. Second in the Sun Belt, 130 all-purpose yards per game.
And we didn't get a chance to mention it, but that was a very impressive throw to get that ball in that window.
After video review, there is no foul for targeting. Number 3 for Kennesaw State may remain in the game. First down.
So no targeting against Antonio Stevens, stays in the ball game, and of course it's important here in the second half for implications that can have on a player in next week's ball game. Here's the rule.
And I think they may have missed the severe strike, right? He didn't power through, he didn't launch. There was forcible contact, but he may not have been deemed defenseless either because he lowered his head and leaned into it. And on that note, I'm talking about Chauncey Cobb. So I would only assume that's how that was not a confirmed targeting call.
Catch goes for a first down, though, for Arkansas State and Chauncey Cobb. Spencer on the handoff to the 44, Donovan Westmoreland. First season healthy for the Owls after transferring from South Carolina. Brings him down for a gain of 2.
And we talked about it in the first half, Nolan, with the reviews and such slowing down the Kennesaw State offense. And right there is a prime example of it slowing down the Arkansas State offense in that we just had to sit there and wait. They lost a little bit of their momentum. We'll see how they respond.
First snap out of the empty set. Quick pass. Kenyon Clay, the running back, able to reel it in. Climbs to the 48-yard line. Barron Hobson, the veteran linebacker, billed as an accountable leader for Kennesaw State. Brings up a third down for Arkansas State.
And good to see Clay back in there earlier. He limped off the field just a little bit, and then you give your guy a ball out there in space on a second and long. He picks up a couple yards for you, puts his head down. Good to see him back on the field.
You're right, Clay limped off midway through the second quarter. 3rd and 4 for Rayner and the Red Wolves. Down by 14 on the road, and this might go against Arkansas State.
False start. Offense, number 78. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Well, that changes things from a 3rd and 4 to a 3rd and 9.
And you see just a little slight twitch there by Riley McGee. Maybe just a 1/10 of a second early, and if it's not Johnny on the spot, you're not going to get it.
3rd and 9 for the Red Wolves. 2 of 8 on 3rd downs tonight. Owls bringing pressure. Rayner climbing up in the pocket. Rayner tries to escape, and he's brought down to the line of scrimmage. Another stop for Donovan Westmoreland in the KSU defense.
And again, Nolan, rush lane integrity. Owls brought pressure on 3rd down. It's 3rd and long, and the Owls defensive staff told us this week, you have to earn your right to rush. And I think that's kind of understood across college football and just football in general. But there, the Owls didn't jump off sides. They allowed the false start to give them a favorable position to rush. They maintained their lane, did their job, forced another punt.
Play clock ticking down for Arkansas State. Waller, the lefty, Shorter punt. Binyard signals for the fair catch and pulls it down at the 20. 37-yard boot. And Kennesaw State up by 14 takes possession once again.
Notice they had a little more hang time on that kick there. Didn't want to give Gabe Binyard much room to run. And the Owls were in hold up there. They were doing everything they could to give their guy a chance to break another big one.
So still the same story for Kennesaw State after the last drive. The only thing to stop Kennesaw State has been turning the football over. Owls have not punted tonight. It's been a score or a fumble. See Butch Jones lit up on the Red Wolves sideline.
They must have seen something the officials didn't.
Christian Mawson in motion. Diggs, the tailback, takes the handoff, turns upfield, and Alexander Diggs scoots it up for about 5. Chris Bodie on the stop.
And Diggs did a good job there following his guard. I believe it was J.T. Pennington who pulled and cut off of his rear end to pick up a few extra yards on that play.
Quick pass, a dangerous play on the far sideline, almost intercepted by A.G. McGee.
And that throw there is such a tough throw to make from anyone at any level of ball. From the far hash to the bottom of the numbers on the other side. You have to have Christian Moss make a jam-up block on McGee right there. Or if he doesn't, that ball is always going to be at risk for a pick six or to get batted down like it just did.
So a 3rd and 5 now. Arkansas State looking for its first 3 and out of the ball game. And here we are, 5 and change in the 3rd. Odom running forward. Odom needed the 30. He was stopped right there. Spot appears to be enough after the tackle from Aaron Alexander. And so Kennesaw State gains the first down. Still no 3 and outs for the Owl offense.
Back to Old Faithful on the 3rd down. They go into coverage and know where to go with the ball. Tuck it and run. Just make sure and hang on to that thing, which did a good job of protecting the football there.
Leading rusher, 14 carries for Amari Odom. Alexander Diggs on the ground. And Diggs is spun up at the 30. Alexander back-to-back tackles for the Red Wolves.
And Diggs had a chance to get this one outside, but he had J.T. Pennington pulling his right guard. You can see him come across right here, gets around the edge and just can't quite get all the way to the edge to get to that outside linebacker. But a good run there by Diggs to make something out of nothing and just beat his guard to the spot.
Chase Belcher spells in the backfield with Odom. Lyndon Rivarson in motion. Odom designed rollout. Looking and dumps it off. Good catch from Rivar right in front of his own sideline, pulling down that fastball. Alexander 3 tackles in a row, and it's 3rd down.
And Odom threw a dart right there. Looked like he might have been close to a bullseye there, just a little bit to the left, but great catch by Rivar there. That ball's coming in hot, and we talked about it earlier. It's hard as a QB when you're running at your guy and you're that close to not baby it, but also not just gun it right by him and still be accurate because you are so close.
Owls have been great on 3rd downs tonight, 6 of 8, including a pickup a few moments ago. Belcher cuts upfield. Belcher at the midfield logo, pinballs his way for a first down to the 50.
And make it 7 of 9, Nolan. Right there is Belcher. He's running hard, cuts up field when he sees the open gap, takes a lick, stays on his feet. The Owls offensive staff has got to love what they've seen out of their running back room tonight, Nolan.
Odom, quick pass, far side. Gabe Binyard quickly swallowed up on the perimeter. Avante Dickerson, who's had an interception in back-to-back weeks there for the tackle.
Yeah, and shout out to our producer, Sandra Sullivan there. They're sitting on the screens. They're all over it. They're sitting short, but like we've talked about before, Nolan, that's the foundation of this outside attack. At some point, the KSU coaches are going to see that and say, hey, let's throw a little fake and bomb one down the field and release somebody out the backside of this defense.
2nd and long, it's an Odom quarterback run with a hole in the left side. Odom inside the 40, down to the 30-yard line. Carry number 15 for Amari Odom and a first down for the Owls.
And that looked like a called quarterback draw there. Getting so much movement. And like we talked about, getting the ball outside the numbers. Linebackers are screaming to the sidelines. Hey, let them go and replace them.
Really got to tip your cap to first-year play caller Mitch Militello and this Owls offensive staff tonight.
Absolutely. Doing a great job keeping the defense on their toes. And Coach Butch Jones also talked about how unpredictable and hard to plan and prep for this offense is.
Odom coming forward, still looking downfield, throwing for the end zone, and a jumping catch in the end zone. Oh, Tykeem Wallace unable to hang on what would have been his first score of the year.
Rolling on the field is an incomplete pass. Second down.
And there it was, Nolan. It looked like they had a quick pass here on the right side, on the near side. Odom didn't like it, extended the play, and Tykeem Wallace was screaming wide open down the seam and just barely couldn't hang on as he went to the ground.
Odom thought he had the score turnaround. Oh, no! Would have been the second touchdown pass of the night for Odom. Instead, it's 2nd and 10.
It even gets Steph Curry sometimes.
Diggs coughs up the football in the backfield, and Kennesaw State tries to fall on it with Brandon Best, the lineman. Oh, that close to the 4th fumble of the night for KSU. And Diggs is down on the play.
Officials timeout for an offensive injury.
You don't see a ball shoot out of arms like that very often, and with Diggs being down like that, you'd hope the best for the young man. That
Diggs, a 4.0 finance major for Kennesaw State, set to graduate this semester out of Brookwood High School, the Gwinnett County running back of the year. And if you know anything about high school football in Georgia, Gwinnett County is a hotbed for talent. So being the running back of the year in Gwinnett says a lot to Alexander Diggs in his prep career. Came to KSU as a walk-on, placed on scholarship this year, and he's being helped up by the training staff. And you spoke about the running back room. I mean, every week talking to these coaches, Caleb, that this is the one position they constantly praise. It starts with Bennett and Diggs. Jerry Mack even remarked a couple of weeks ago, those are two young men. They're not on any lists. No bad lists. No missed classes, not late for meetings. They don't miss workouts. I mean, talk about leading by example. Diggs and Bennett, and they've had a good year so far as Diggs hobbles off and the Owls are faced with a 3rd and long.
It is, Nolan, and that's what all you can ask for from your leaders on your team, right? Is guys your team can believe in, not just on Saturdays, but also on Tuesday or on Wednesday after maybe you'd lose a game, right? You get blown out by Indiana like Kennesaw State did. But guess what? On Monday, who shows up? On Tuesday, who shows up? And that's exactly what you want from a premier group on your team, and especially guys that carry the ball for you every Saturday.
Well, the Owls have been great on 3rd downs, but they have not been faced with a 3rd and 20. They're 7 for 9 tonight. Bennett pulled in the backfield. Odom, shovel pass forward, and Bennett tries to escape a tackle at the line of scrimmage. He cannot get out of the grasp of Chris Bodie. And Arkansas State holds on 3rd and long.
Little wrinkle there on the QB draw we've been running on 3rd downs all night for the Kennesaw State Owls. Go for a little shovel pass. Snuffed out. Not a chance there by the Red Wolves defensive line.
So 4th and long in the first appearance for Joshua Hewitt. Aaron Blanc is back to receive for the Red Wolves. End over end from Hewitt. Bounces the 18, a big Arkansas State bounce, and Davis Bryson chases it out of bounds near the 30.
And Hewitt's been on the money this whole season pretty much on pinning balls down inside the 20, a few inside the 15. Little uncharacteristic of him there and he also didn't get the most favorable bounce, but
lost about half of it there.
he doesn't really seem too enthralled about the way that ball rolled after it hit the ground.
Only goes down for a 13-yard punt. Jalen Rayner and the Red Wolves, a touchdown already here in the third quarter. Can they add another? Trailed 21-0 after the first. He fakes to Spencer, keeps it himself, and Rayner unable to slip the tackle by Garland Binyard, the veteran for KSU.
And with that read there, you saw the KSU defensive line right there, number 8, shift right before the snap. That's Rod Daniels. He shifted, got both hands on the ground, and Rayner was licking his chops knowing he had leverage. He was going to be able to get outside and had a lead blocker, but props to the KSU defense, just didn't allow anything other than a short 2-yard gain.
Binyard's seen that play before. 36 starts, team high for KSU. Rayner, quick pass and a nice snag by his tight end, reaching out for that one. It's Fortenberry, his second catch of the evening. And that concludes the third
quarter.
Rayner and the Red Wolves sprinting to the other side of the field. They've got some work to do. We begin the fourth with a 14-point lead for Kennesaw State. We start the fourth quarter with Kennesaw State doubling up Arkansas State 28-14. The big connection here, Jerry Mack, the first-year Owls head coach, taking on his alma mater, but it doesn't stop there between the Owls and the Red Wolves. How about this? Mike Tomlin, you know him, Super Bowl champion coach of the Steelers, right next to Granville Eastman, the Canadian native, his first job in America. Coaching American football was a GA at Arkansas State. He coached right next to Tomlin. Over 20 years as a coach, including a head coach at North Carolina Central following Jerry Mack. He says what he remembers about Mike Tomlin then, you could tell he was going to be an NFL head coach, but other duties as assigned, he was the ticket guy for the Red Wolves. And all the coaches needed tickets. Mike Tomlin was the guy to hand it out after practices with his Chihuahua that he had back then.
And that's the kind of guy that coaches and is the head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's the kind of guy that city and that whole area and that fan base rallies around. And to be a part of his tree and learn from that man had to have been an honor, and can carry that to here.
Spencer picks up the first down on a key 3rd and 3 for Arkansas State. Eastman spent 3 years as the GA for the Red Wolves. Survived a coaching change, which you can only imagine. Your first job, different country, coach gets fired in the first year. But to hang on with the new staff, coached alongside Tomlin there, Randy Feitner and Keith Butler, who are coordinators for Tomlin. And the big Steelers runs, the mid-2010s. Back on the ground again to Spencer. And Ugonna Waha, former walk-on, put on scholarship, able to knock him down. It's second down here for the Red Wolves.
And you can see here, Ugonna Waha jumping up in the middle, just explodes off of his block, flies across the defense and makes the tackle there. If it wasn't for him, that one could have been broke for a big one, Nolan.
They call me twitchy defensive lineman.
You don't get a whole lot of that, so exemplified it there very well.
2nd and 6 for Rayner and the Red Wolves. Looking to pass, blitz coming, he climbs forward. Still looking downfield, able to dump it off, and it's knocked away, almost picked off by Caleb Offord. Boy, Caleb, you talked about Josh Allen doing that pitch. Maybe not in that situation.
Yeah, it might not have been the best, but if Offord didn't get his hand in there, which is a fantastic play as he's getting shoved down the field, backpedaling, that's a huge gain. And a great view right there. And Rayner almost snuck it in there, but Offord said, not today, sir. Put the finger out and wag it back and forth a little bit.
Another 3rd down for the Red Wolves. 30% tonight. Just converted a 3rd and 3. 3 receivers up top. Here come the Owls. It's picked up. Rayner slings it, tight coverage, incomplete, flag is down. Wanting Nana Burris, Alexander Ford in coverage for the Owls.
Textbook going to be pass interference on the defense. But great play there by Burris. Again, we talked about it earlier from, I believe it was Hunter Summers, shielding the defender from the ball using your body, extending to catch the ball away from your own chest. It causes the defender to have to reach, to pull, to try to do anything they can to get their hand in there. And that's how veteran receivers manufacture and earn a pass interference call like this.
Defense, number 4. Automatic first down.
So the PI moves the sticks for Arkansas State, keeps the drive alive.
See, right there, he has the defender on his back due to a good route, and then as the ball comes, extends his hands out, shields the defender from the football. Great play, Mr. Burris.
Rayner redirecting at the line. 18 of 28 for a $184 tonight. For a collapsing pocket, he finds Clay as running back. Westmoreland with a tackle and a first down for Arkansas State.
And here they go with the tempo again. You get your hand gets a little hot. You get dealt a good little defensive pass interference. Let's roll and let's keep them on their heels while you got a chance.
From just outside the 30, quick pass. Rucker, his second catch of the night. Slips a tackle in the backfield, and then a whole parliament of Owls gathered to bring him down. Boy, Rucker, the FBS active career leader in receiving yards, over 3,000 his career. He struggled to get going this year. Just one catch a week ago against top 15 Iowa State, and then 2 snags tonight. You can see he's a little frustrated there.
He is, and he almost broke that one, but Caleb Offord did a great job of getting off of his block, and while Offord didn't bring him down, he made him slow down enough for the pursuit of the defense to get to him.
Rayner spins away, heaves it one-on-one, end zone, incomplete, and then the flags come in. Offord in coverage against Rucker.
And Nolan, I wouldn't be too quick to go defensive there, because if you didn't see it, Rucker grabbed. Was that Drico Washington?
Caleb
Offord. That was Offord. He grabbed Offord and yanked him. But it looks like maybe they might still be calling it on Offord.
Pass interference, defense, number 2. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
As you can probably hear the boos. We hear them, but you see Rucker yank him right there.
You can see the jersey move.
Yeah, he grabbed him by the shoulder pads. And I don't know about that one, Nolan. You normally, if a receiver gets their hands on a DB like that and yanks, and there's that type of body movement, it goes on the offense, but maybe they saw something before that they threw the flag.
Second PI against Kennesaw State on this drive. Fake the toss, it's a Rayner keeper. Dashing through the middle, Hobson there for the stop for KSU. It's second down.
And that's a fun play right there. You see it across all levels of football, from Pee Wee to NFL. You take what the defense gives you, fake the pitch, let the QB get inside and run.
Rayner, end zone, wanting Summers, and it's overthrown. Washington in coverage for KSU, 3rd and 7 for A-State.
And nowhere to go with that one out there on the edge. Rayner just put a little too much juice on that ball and didn't float it long enough to allow his receiver to really make a good play. And Hunter Summers, we've seen earlier in the game, he can make a circus catch if he needs to, but a little bit too far out of his radius for that one.
Big 3rd and 7 for the Red Wolves, trying to erase what was a 21-0 deficit after the first quarter.
And you've got Rutgers in the slot right there on this near side by the hash. Look for him to look to him.
Rucker throwing, and that's caught by Summers. Summers with the snag for Arkansas State. Washington draped in coverage, but Summers has been the favorite target for Jalen Rayner tonight. He comes up with his 7th snag.
And that's the beauty of having a sound receiver room. You can focus on Rucker, run a rub route, get it to your guy.
And Rayner stood up at the line of scrimmage. Jaden Kelly, the linebacker, holding it down.
And on the play before, you use a guy like Rucker with all of his clout and all of his, as many times as he's probably been circled on a scouting report, do not let this guy, we're doubling this guy. And then it opens up more opportunities for your guy, Hunter Summers, who's had a heck of a ball game so far. Got him down here inside the 10. And then now you get down there and let the big guys up front move a little dirt and potentially run the football in.
Trips bunched together. 2nd and goal from the 6. Rayner stepping forward at the line of scrimmage, looking, Watkins chasing, and he throws it out of bounds. Adam Watkins, the senior out of Decula, Georgia, pressuring the quarterback. Another 3rd down this drive for Arkansas State. It seems like we've said that a lot, Caleb. Whether it be penalty or completion, Arkansas State has answered the challenge every time.
They have, and they've been steadily working their way down the field here on this drive. They've had penalties, like you said, on that PI. They've had a QB run. They've made it happen, and that's the little things that you can ask for, or all you can ask for in your offense is just figure out a way.
Rucker in motion. Rayner spinning away. Rayner tucks it himself at the 5, leans forward, hit by a Parliament of Owls at the 1. It's 4th and goal for the Red Wolves. Barron, Hobson, Jericho, Washington crashing down for KSU.
And Rayner had Fortenberry. He's off the right side of your screen, leak out as soon as he spun out of the pocket. And he was there if he could have dumped it to him, but too quick on it, and he tucked the ball, and big 4th down here, Nolan.
Arkansas State has gone for it well enough to start the season on 4th down, but it's 2 of 6. First attempt on 4th down tonight. Down by 2 scores on the road. 4th and goal for the Red Wolves. Calais, the tailback. Fortenberry in the backfield as well. Snap, Rayner, keeper, goes over the top. Rayner looking for the end zone. Oh, and the play's blown dead.
False start. Offense, number 19. 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
And Fortenberry, the tight end, leaned too soon for Arkansas State.
And that hurts right there. You see him come up out of his stance, take a false step. one thing that's hard for a guy that's maybe not in the backfield, back that far, lined up with the QB, to sit in there as he knows he's got to get inside that defensive end and kick him out for the QB to follow him. That's hard to sit in there on that play.
Timeout, Kennesaw State.
Kennesaw State, Coach, take a timeout of the half. 30 seconds.
Big moment at Fifth Third Stadium, 4th and goal to go for Arkansas State. In the midst of trying to complete a heroic comeback, it would only be the second time in Butch Jones's Arkansas State career the Red Wolves would come back after trailing in the first quarter. They trailed 21-0. They got a score here with 10:08 to go in the fourth.
Big play here. The false start hurts, but with how well Rayner can extend plays with his feet here, having a little room may work to the Red Wolves' advantage of if his first read or second read isn't there, he can get outside the pocket and have the ability to scramble, to run it in, or maybe even find someone leaking late. You never know, and I'm sure they're reiterating that over there on the Arkansas State sideline.
4th and goal. He said in the preseason, the job of quarterback is not to be liked, it's to be respected. What can you do here on 4th and goal? Here come the Owls. Rayner dumps it off to a wide open man. Touchdown, Arkansas State. Kenyon Clay scores for the Red Wolves.
The Owls brought the house. Rayner with the hot hand, got it out just in time to Clay. Not a soul to try to stop him. See it here, Owls brought everyone. They rushed 8. Clay's wide open. Great play call right there by the Arkansas State staff.
It's Keith Heckendorf, the OC, and it completes a 14-play, 72-yard drive with 2 pass interference calls against Kennesaw State, continuing a march of over 5.5 minutes. Extra point is true. Back to a one-score ball game at Fifth Third Stadium, 28-21. 4th and goal for the visitors out of Jonesboro. Rayner, Clay, open, walks it in. And a
I'm consumer investigator Dale Cardwell. I've done the research. Honest Plumbing Service begins with Superior Plumbing.
Come on in.
For emergency repairs, upgrades, and ongoing maintenance, Superior Plumbing delivers reliable service at a fair price.
When you're in a panic and you need to call somebody, we call it Superior Plumbing. Great, thank you. That's a relief.
Plus, it's all backed by my Make It Right guarantee.
As student athletes, we push ourselves to be our best.
On and off the field.
When the game is on the line, mental health matters.
It's okay not to be okay.
Of the 500,000 student athletes in the NCAA,
nearly 20% say they are suffering from depression or anxiety.
It is time to break the stigma.
Strong minds lead to strong performances.
Let's support each other and talk about mental health.
Together, there are no limits on us.
At Georgia Natural Gas, we know there's strength in numbers, like 500 million. Through Greener Life, we've removed 500 million pounds of carbon from the atmosphere in only 5 years. To celebrate, we're making Greener Life even greener. G&G is committed to certified low-emissions gas. Now all Greener Life customers get the benefit of reducing their carbon footprint at home and where the gas is produced. There's never been a better time to join Greener Life.
A Fifth Third Better means we give 166.7%.
Who's a good boy, Parson?
I am good boy.
That's right. And why?
Because I bank a Fifth Third Better.
Wait, what?
5/3 equals 166.7%, so they put 166.7% into everything they do.
Okay. What is happening?
I'll tell you what's happening. Free checking, no hidden fees, and identity theft protection. Now, let's get rid of Cat, please.
What?
This is banking a Fifth Third Better.
Arkansas State pumped up on the sideline. A drive that took up about a third of a quarter. Kenyon Clay on 4th and goal pulls down the 6-yard touchdown score to cap off the 14-play, 72-yard drive for Butch Jones's Arkansas State Red Wolves. Back to a 7-point ball game, Caleb O'Neill.
Sure enough is, and the KSU offense has been hot all game. We talked about it time and time again. The main thing is hanging on to the football. And a great opportunity here to get the ball back in Amari Odom's hands and try to put a nice stop to that momentum that the Red Wolves have gained.
And with that, we'll step aside here from Fifth Third Stadium. Odom the Owls, the football, following this timeout and a 7-point lead for KSU. Seven-point lead for Amari Odom and Kennesaw State at home against Arkansas State. Odom, a record-setting day with the KSU single-game high 23 completions. That was a huge one. First touchdown pass to Gabe Binyard. He's dotted his I's, he's crossed his T's through the air, he's added a rushing score. Day to remember for Odom, but there have been a handful of miscues. Christian Moss has been one of his favorite targets tonight. He's been elusive when the pocket breaks down, Caleb.
He has, Nolan, and you see him dancing in the end zone there. I'm sure the entire KSU fan base would like to see him dance in the end zone here. And you mentioned records, Nolan. He's chasing another one tonight to where if he gets another 17 yards of passing yardage, he's going to break the single-game yardage record.
Set by Jonathan Murphy against Furman in 23, and he finds Gabe Binyard quickly finding his way towards that record as Binyard remains alive and spins forward and should have enough for a first down with that spot. Barnes and McGee on the stop for Arkansas State. Murphy, that was one of the first games with Kennesaw State running the pistol offense. Chris Konakis is the OC, lit up the top 5 Paladin defense for over 300. But Odom here continues his career-high night and picks up a first down for KSU.
And with a fresh set of downs here, you never know what the Owls might dip into their bag of tricks.
Hand off to Coleman Bennett, who's tackled from behind by Hendricks.
And the intricacies of this offense are, as long as you're getting 3 to 4 yards a play, you're setting yourself up for the next one. And the KSU offensive staff knows that each play can build, and Coach Militello knows that he gets a favorable look or a favorable hash or a favorable movement that he wants, he'll leverage that matchup and make something big out of it.
Moss in motion. Bennett bounces outside. Coleman Bennett a first down. And he slides forward to the 46. Coleman Bennett already a rushing touchdown tonight. Another first down for the Owls, but it may come back with a flag on the field.
Holding. Offense, number 56. 10-yard penalty, second down.
May have been why that hole was so big for Bennett.
Correction, the foul is on 17.
And you see it there at the end of the play. Trenton Yao was getting held, and it was by Gerard Bullock. But that's a tough play too. We've talked about it every week, it feels like, and every person that does what we do talks about it. When that jersey starts getting stretched and you get your hands extended, it's game over, and cost them there.
So they corrected. It was on Gerard Bullock, like Caleb told you. And oh man, stuffing in the backfield. Bennett smothered from Ethan Hasler. It is 3rd and long. There goes that first down rush for Bennett. It's now 3rd and a mile.
I mean, he just came straight up field, played the mesh where the ball is getting handed off very well. You'll see it even better right here. It allows the quarterback to go nowhere, the running back to go nowhere, and that's clinic teach tape right there that they're going to show to the freshmen next year. This is how you handle the zone read. Attack the mesh point, give them nowhere to go with the football.
Arkansas State down by 7 with a 3rd and 21 for the KSU offense. Red Wolves want it back here and look to tie. Amodum backpedaling. Nice catch. Moss on the run, and he's tackled at the 31. Aaron Alexander comes up for another Red Wolf tackle, and it's 4th down for the Owls. That's the 10th for Alexander tonight.
And you hope there that the Red Wolves bring some more pressure than they did so that you can have more room and more guys downfield to be able to pick up blocks and allow your receiver to make a move. But unfortunately, they didn't, for the Owls, they didn't bring pressure and didn't get the chance, and now you get a chance to potentially tie the ball game back up.
Hewitt to punt. Tried to pin Arkansas State inside the 20, a 14-yarder. That snap is skipped to him. And Hewitt able to recover well. Launches it to the 20. Ballkiss is annihilated. Oh, Mylon Jones destroys the returner.
Timeout.
Make sure the chin strap's buckled up. Jones, boom. Red Wolves, though, have the football and look to tie. Fifth Third Stadium at Wallens Family Field here in Kennesaw. Features Arkansas State and Kennesaw State meeting for the first time ever. Two teams have been going at it for a much different span. 31 different head coaches for the Red Wolves. Butch Jones, the latest in year 5. Jerry Mack, his first year as the leader for Kennesaw State. But both playing here in the FBS Sun Belt against Conference USA. And Caleb, this game looked like KSU was going to run away with it. 21-0 Owls after the first quarter. But Arkansas State has taken advantage of a handful of fumbles, has stayed in the ball game, and the Red Wolves have a chance to go down and tie.
They do, Nolan, and Coach Mack said it earlier before the half. You got to be able to execute and hang on to the football and keep that same level of attention to detail and focus throughout an entire game, especially an entire half. And the lack of that has allowed this Arkansas State team to have a chance to tie it.
Spencer, only a couple yards. Jamar Rux, the tackle. Arkansas State averaging just over 3 yards a carry tonight. Four-man rush. Rayner pump fakes, feeling some heat, lofts it, and it's almost picked off by Garland Binyard.
Rayner's pass is almost intercepted by Garland Binyard.
Would have been huge for the Owl faithful here. You see, he gets pressured. The Owls maintain their rush lanes. They maintain their rush integrity, and then just barely can't get his arms underneath it in time as Garland Binyard trying to reel that in.
Rayner has not thrown a pick tonight. Arkansas State's turned it over once on a fumble. But a 3rd and 7 here for the Red Wolves. 4 of 12 tonight. Rayner escapes a sack, looking downfield, throws into tight coverage past the sticks, and Summers is unable to hang on.
Ruling on the field is an incomplete pass. 4th down.
Summers showing the thumbs up. I got that one. We get another look. He thought he caught it with his cleats.
That's going to be a long review if they go to look at it, because it looked like it didn't touch the ground. And there's a chance. We'll see if they blow it dead before they snap the ball here. And I would hold too. I would wait until the last possible second.
That's what they're doing here. Snap comes, and the punt. Binyard, the returner, sees it land out of bounds. Boy, Summers already a career night for him with high 7 catches, 108 yards. That would have been something. KSU now with the football in the lead, but if it wasn't for these mistakes, it could have been a lot more for the Owls at this point in the game.
Could have been huge. This was early in the game in the first quarter. Barely overthrows his wide receiver, and then next drive, oh no, ball came too early, can't hang on to it. And then the following drive after that, coughed it up on a sack. And then following that, another fumble that got picked up by the Red Wolves. And then looking downfield here, barely can't hang on is Tykeem Wallace. Slight premature celebration there. And that sums up the night, Nolan.
Jerry Mack trying to get the win against his alma mater, but more importantly for him, moved to 2-2 on the season. Find an identity going into conference play. Again, it was a quarterback competition coming in, and Mack told us you may only see just one in this ball game, and it's been the Amari Odom show, who has 308 passing yards tonight, tying the single game mark for Kennesaw State. Bennett scored in the ground, but this is a big moment for a young Kennesaw State team. First year Mack, first year as a coaching staff, a lot of first year players, over 50 newcomers. You got the lead. Can you seal it away here? Can you eat up the clock and walk away with a W?
And we talked about it earlier, Nolan, with Arkansas State over the history of their program. You've got to learn to win early, and this is a perfect opportunity for the Owls team to do that.
Odom sneaks through, maintains his balance, and Odom makes it a 3rd and short. Odom, look at this. Coming up on 100 yards in the night with his 16th carry.
Knocking on the door of a true blue dual threat, triple digits on each side. It's a jam-up game so far, and that we just talked about it, the miscues, that's also with coughing up the ball 2 times. 3 times, excuse me.
3rd and short on the ground, and the Arkansas State defensive front holds. How about the Red Wolves flashing their teeth there? It's 4th down. Aaron Alexander paving the way.
And the offensive line there, after this play, they were all looking towards the sideline, asking to go for it. They still are right now, you can see, and they want it. They wanted it to have a chance to do it, but not this time.
So a 4th down, punting unit trots on here. See Jerry Mack calling for the special teams unit. 4-3. Owls get the snap off, a low one. Hewitt, another big boot. Lands inside the 15. KSU bounce inside the 10 and continues to turn down near the 5. Hewitt with a stellar punt there. And Arkansas State, after the 48-yard punt, has the football again. Under Butch Jones, year 5, look at the improvements in these tight ball games. Last week, a 1-score game, losing by 8 points at home to top 15 Iowa State. I mean, very good for A-State. Of course, they don't want the loss there, but how about that for Butch Jones? Back in a 1-score ball game, can his offense come through?
We'll see, Nolan. And we've touched on it tonight. They've got over 70 players new to the program. Yeah. And that's where a lot of those stats you see there can get skewed, in that when you don't have a bunch of program guys that have been around for a long time. We just talked about it for the Owls, but for the Red Wolves as well. You got to learn to win, and what better opportunity now for the Red Wolves?
Learn to win on the road. Those 71 newcomers, 2nd most in the FBS, 3 behind New Mexico, and they go on the ground. And not much there. Adam Watkins coming up for Kennesaw State alongside Barron Hobson.
And Watkins is a guy the KSU staff rant and rave about how well he pursues outside of his regular job. He does a good job with his gap integrity and rush integrity, as we've talked about. But even when the ball gets bounced outside of him, out off the edge, he's a big motor, big energy guy.
Quick pass. Design flare out to Kenyon Clay. It's 3rd and short coming up. 5 Hamilton runs in for the Kennesaw State tackle.
And as a QB here, you just want to pick up the first, and you've got time to milk the clock. There's 1 minute and 55 seconds left. You've got a 2-minute timeout coming. Just do your job.
Rayner dishes down the middle behind Summers. It's 4th down. And Butch Jones calls on the punt unit.
And thinking strategy here for the Red Wolves, give the ball back to the Owls with 48 seconds before the 2-minute timeout. As you see the replay here, just way behind him. Didn't really get his shoulders and hips around and get that ball on a rope. But you give the ball back to the KSU offense with 48 seconds. You didn't waste a timeout to challenge or get a review on that play 2 drives ago. So now you still have 3 timeouts. If you can hold them, you can potentially get the ball back with a lot of time on the clock.
Benyard sees it roll, and Arkansas State surrounds and eventually downs at the 43. 43-yard punt. Kennesaw State with the football. As you said, Arkansas State has all 3 timeouts plus the upcoming 2-minute timeout.
Still a lot of football to be played. It's about to be the last 45 seconds of a March Madness game here, Nolan. There's going to be timeout here, this, there. Somebody's going to phone a friend in between. You never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, you got time to put all the chicken nuggets in the air fryer.
Oh, yeah. You might even get a second batch if you want some.
Butch Jones' Arkansas State defense has played so well. It's been opportunistic ever since giving up 21 in the first stanza. But Odom has become the first Kennesaw State player to rush for 100 yards. He's got 101 tonight. Pass for at least 100. He's tied the single-game mark with 308. The first KSU player since Xavier Shepard against Tennessee Tech in October of 22, so 3 years ago. First play is a handoff. Coleman Bennett dancing, cuts up field. An whole pack of Red Wolves there for just a 2-yard gain led by Hassler. And a timeout taken by Jones in Arkansas State.
Arkansas State calls their first timeout of the half. 30 seconds. Please set the game clock to 2 minutes and 28 seconds. 2:28 on the game clock, please.
Yeah, and those pants look like a player that's rushed for over 100 yards tonight.
That's exactly right.
Thank you.
You know, you see those pictures on social media of our O-line looks like this, so our QB can look like this, and it's a guy covered in mud, or the O-line's. You're not going to get that here with Amari Odom when he does what he does, and he's done a good job of it tonight. And we can understand why the offensive staff, Coach Mack and Coach Mitello, have let him play the whole game, and seems as though he may potentially have a chance to solidify his spot as the starter, and has done it tonight as well, setting all these records and 308 passing yards, tying the single game record. And you said, Nolan, was that the first ever to go over 100 yards rushing and tied it over 100 yards passing?
Yards rushing and passing first and Xavier Shepard 3 years ago.
Yep.
2nd and 8. Banyard in motion. Handoff. Stiff arm. Bennett slung around. Maintains his footing, and again pursuit from the Arkansas State defense. Loses a little on the play. It's 3rd down and a quick timeout.
And here we go. March Madness in September.
Arkansas State calls their second timeout of the half. 30 seconds. Please set the game clock to 2 minutes and 21 seconds. 2:21 on the game clock, please.
See, Bennett, we spoke about it earlier. 4th in Conference USA in forced missed tackles. Tough to bring down on first contact, and there, just by staying alive, every second is precious, able to take just a little bit more of the clock.
That is, Nolan, it's a game of inches, but it's also a game of seconds, especially when you get down late in a game like this, up 1 score and a PAT. Every second counts. If you can extend a play, stay up, it's very beneficial to do it. Now, you got to think on the flip side, you got to hang on to that football. There's been way too many miscues with holding on to the football for the Owls tonight. So when you get people around you, if you can find a third hand, put 3 hands on that thing and squeeze it tight.
3rd and 9 for Kennesaw State. Odom looking to pass. Here comes the quarterback blitz. Odom flushed, flag down, incomplete to Lyndon Rivar.
Holding, offense, number 76. That penalty's declined. 4th down.
And the pressure there was all from Trenton Yao. See it right there at the bottom of your screen, number 0, screaming on the snap of the ball. Nowhere for Amari Odom to go when you have a speed demon like that bearing down on you.
And in the second quarter, remember, it was Yao on the cornerback blitz who came in for the strip sack of Amari Odom.
It was. And Yao has been all over the field, obviously, forcing big plays, forcing miscues. Something this Arkansas State coaching staff has got to be pleased with tonight.
And another great play on special teams. 42-yard punt is quickly downed by Caleb Offord. Second time that Arkansas State's returner Aaron Blancas has nowhere to go. Al right in his grill. It's Offord bringing him down. A-State with a football here. Inside the 15-yard line, a timeout plus the 2-minute timeout as Hewitt says, I did my job there, and nice coverage from Mr. Offord.
And Hewitt's been, outside of that first punt, when he has been brought on tonight, and based on his stats for the whole season, he's been money. He kicked that ball deep into territory out around the 12-yard line earlier, rolled it out of bounds, gave no chance of a return, skied one, fielded a short hop like a short stop, and then boomed a 52-yarder.
Rayner looking for a big drive. First pass is completion to Chauncey Cobb, his roommate. And that brings us down to the 2-minute timeout. Red Wolves down 21-0 after the first quarter. Have the football and a chance to go down, tie, or potentially take the lead. Come back to us at Fifth Third Stadium. between the Red Wolves and the Owls has been one to remember. We're under the 2-minute timeout here in the fourth at Kennesaw State. Fireworks early, Amari Odom, Gabe Binyard. Then they go back, Alexander Dix, 14-0 KSU. Odom, why not more? 21-0 Owls after the first, but Jalen Rayner right before the half finds Summers, then Rayner in the third following a fumble, able to score. Kennesaw State, though, comes right back. Coleman Bennett, 28-14 KSU. 4th and goal. Rayner, Clay, touchdown, 28-21. That, my friend, is where we find ourselves for Kennesaw State and Arkansas State. Amari Odom has tied the Kennesaw State record with 308 passing yards. But Jalen Rayner and Butch Jones and the Red Wolves have a chance here with a football late in the ball game and one timeout in their pocket to try to go down and again erase a 3-touchdown deficit tonight.
2 minutes on the game clock, please.
A true feat there by the Red Wolves if they were able to pull it off, but it all comes down to this, Nolan. A 2-minute drill with exactly 2 minutes on the clock, one timeout. You practice this every week from the time you start fall camp until you get here tonight.
3-man rush trying to get to Rayner, throws incomplete, and a flag comes down. He wanted Summers.
Might have shown up just a little bit early to the party.
Defense, number 29. Ball will be placed at the spot of the foul. An automatic first down.
And Milan Jones called for the Kennesaw State penalty.
And you can see it here. He comes screaming from his safety position, hits him a little bit early, disrupts the pass. Not a chance that that's not going to get called. Great job and awareness by seeing it early, knowing they're looking at Summers underneath, but you showed up too early to the party, give them a free set of downs, moving the ball for them.
It's the third pass interference against Kennesaw State here this half. As you said, a new set of downs, 1st and 10 at the Red Wolf 18. 4 receivers in the formation. Rayner stepping forward, feeling some heat in the backfield. Rayner being tugged, he throws it away, and it's almost intercepted. Spencer knocks it down from the grasp of Caleb Offord.
And the sophomore out of Tampa, Florida, Devin Spencer, potentially saved the game right there. It was a no-brainer. You see it right here, pressure. KSU only brought 3, getting pressure on him. And Rayner got lost in the backfield, just threw one up. And again, Spencer saved the day on that one.
That was the freshman Elijah Hill getting to the quarterback. 2nd and 10. Rayner with a lot of time, dumps it off. Summers with a catch, and Jericho Washington throws him down to the ground. 3rd down.
And that was essentially the same play they ran earlier when there was the pass interference call. You run everybody off, they're in man coverage, and then you've got Jericho Washington Jr. screaming to make that tackle and pick up that play to force a 3rd down.
And for as much as Kennesaw State has been called for pass interference, Arkansas State's been called just as much, if not more, for procedure penalties.
Yeah, have you ever seen the dueling pianos? There's a dueling penalties here on this one. Just, hey, I'll give you a false start if you give me a pass interference. And Butch Jones does not look happy on the other side talking with the line judge.
Jones pleading his case.
False start. Offense, number 78. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down. That foul includes a 10-second runoff.
4th false start.
1 minute and 14 seconds.
And again, just a tenth of a second early. You see it throughout the NFL all the time. It looks like somebody, or the tackles, get that back foot going back, trying to pass that quick as they can, knowing that the defense is going to bring pressure, and it looks like it just got him there. Number 78, Riley McGee.
This is Kennesaw. It's not Kansas City.
It will start on the
and that's a 10-second runoff. Arkansas State keeping its time out. 1:14, a 3rd and 11 for Rayner and the Red Wolves. Pressure again. Rayner back to the line of scrimmage, and he's swallowed up. It's 4th down. Donovan Westmoreland leading the charge in the whole Parliament of Owls. Timeout, Arkansas State.
Arkansas State calls their final timeout of the half.
Boy, look at Westmoreland off the edge.
Please set the game clock to 1:06. 1:06 on the game clock, please.
Dunlap, Elijah Hill coming in on Rayner. Here's your ball game, folks.
And this is where, for an offensive staff of Arkansas State, you go to your players, not a play. You go to your players. Nolan, you touched on it earlier. Coach Butch Jones is from the Nick Saban tree. He learned a lot there. Learned about there's 85% good you're good at. Find the 15 you can get better at and grow your program. This is an opportunity to find that play that gets the ball to your player, and you have to rely on them.
Well, Rucker, number 7, the active career leader in receiving yards in the FBS, but it's been a hot summer night. Hunter Summers, a career-high 8 catches for 114 yards. He's number 3 on the bottom of your screen at the numbers. 4th and 9. Rayner, pump fakes, heat in the backfield. He throws, and it's incomplete. Alexander Ford covering up Chauncey Cobb, and the Red Wolves turn it over.
And you see Rayner drop back, move in the pocket. He throws it to his boy, his roommate, number 16, Chauncey Cobb. But in the big moment, rushed his throw a little bit, threw it too short. Great coverage there by number 4, Alexander Ford, forcing the turnover on downs, and Owls get the ball back, and they're about to get in the best formation and run the best play in the game of football.
And Jerry Mack's about to earn his first win as a coach against his alma mater, Arkansas State, where he was a wide receiver. And Kennesaw State is going to earn its first non-conference FBS win ever.
And right there, taking a knee, the best play in college football, but Amari Odom, 101 rushing yards before that play. We got to be aware.
Goes against the team. He's good.
Okay.
So Odom and the Owls enter today quarterback competition. Mack told us you may see one quarterback. It's all Amari Odom. And a night to remember, 308 passing yards, tying the Kennesaw State single-game record with Jonathan Murphy. Rushes for over 100 yards tonight, pumps his fist, and leads his team to a victory over Arkansas State. The Owls are 2-0 at home for the first time since 2022, and Jerry Mack gets the win against his alma mater, Arkansas State. Heck of a comeback by Butch Jones's Arkansas State Red Wolves. Multiple chances late in the 4th to go down and tie the ball game. But it's the KSU defense, led by a great pass rush and excellent coverage in the secondary, a group that was challenged this week. The coaching staff noted how they competed in practice, their intensity, how locked in they were. Offered Washington, those DBs answering the challenge, and boy, did they tonight.
Sure enough, Nolan played some jam up, sure enough football on the defensive side, and all of that led to the Kennesaw State Owls' first win against a non-conference FBS opponent.
Amari Odom, player of the game, and one that goes down in the KSU record books. 25 completion, single game record, again tied it with 308 passing yards. He got off to a hot start with Gabe Binyard.
He did. Started spreading the ball all over the field, put a little shake and bake human joystick on, party in the end zone with your boys, and then there he goes again. And that was the story all night long. Precision passing, excellent decision making.
And Maria Mart's down in the field with Jerry Mack.
Coach Mack's players are fired up right now. I know you're excited about this win. It was a good one for your team, but it didn't come without some adversity. How proud are you that they were able to hang in there and get the win tonight?
No doubt. We grew tonight as a football team. We took a step as a program, I thought, tonight. That is a really good football team on the other side. They had a lot of success in their program through the years, but tonight, we were the better team tonight. And it's just a compliment to the work that these coaches and these players, support staff, everybody put in excellent work this week.
You told us it was possible we'd see two quarterbacks. We only saw one, and a lot of them. Amari Odom had a fantastic game for you, a record-setting night. How did he grow as a quarterback?
Man, it started all the way back to when he came in fall camp. And even go back to the summertime. Like, Amari worked. And the one thing about our program, we teach work one day at a time. All he did was put his head down consistently and work throughout. He disregarded all the noise and just did his job.
And your defense held them scoreless in the first quarter. Then it got a little scary there for you later in the ball game. How proud are you that they were able to close it out?
Resilience. Like, we talk about trying to grow every week as a football program, every week as a team. That's the only way we're going to get better. We just try to set the foundation to keep building this thing.
Does this help you heading into conference play?
It definitely creates momentum, but this week has nothing to do with next week. So we're going to enjoy this tonight and get back to work.
Coach Max, thanks. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Amari, congratulations. This was a record-setting night for you as a quarterback. How do you feel like this helped you grow at that position?
You know, each game is a learning lesson for our team and for myself. As we get older, we get more game experience, and every play is something different. So to learn from tonight is going to be challenging, but it's fun to come out with a win.
It was a record-setting night for three of you guys on offense. How exciting is it to watch a bunch of different players be successful?
You know, just being a quarterback, I love seeing my guys eat. So spreading the love around, everybody having fun, everybody scoring. That's what I like to see as a quarterback, being a distributor and just having fun dancing along the way.
One thing I watched from you all evening is how much fun you have on the sideline in between plays. How much fun do you have playing for this team?
I just love competing and coming to this university, being a step up. I just love having fun, love dancing with the guys, love smiling. So it's just fun competing and playing football.
How do you think this team got better in a very resilient win tonight?
We got better. We started off fast in the first quarter, scoring 21, but we had a few turnovers, and we just learned from that. We learned from the past, we learned from practice, just squeezing the ball, and then we came resilient, finished out with the win.
Amari, thanks. Congratulations on the win.
Hey, thank you, God, for this opportunity.
Nice work there, Maria, speaking with Jerry Mack and Amari Odom. Caleb, a big win in Jerry Mack's first season.
A great start for what's to come for the Kennesaw State Owls and Jerry Mack. Been around a lot of good programs and a lot of good ball, and a resilient bunch there. Great show of grittiness by his football team tonight.
Amari Odom celebrates with his family. He did a lot of celebrating on the field. And a night to remember for Kennesaw State. Owls earned their first non-conference FBS win, hooting and hollering in the sod tonight, taking down Arkansas State out of the Sun Belt 28-21. For our entire production crew, led by Sanders Sullivan and Brandon Bedford, Maria Martin on the field, up here in the booth, Caleb O'Neill and Colt Netter. I'm Nolan Alexander. Good night from Kennesaw. It's a Parliament party tonight.